Let's go.
But back to what you were saying. So I ended up, just working a bunch of jobs. And at some point I was just like, I need to just go into the military so I could get free schooling and stuff like that. So I did my time. And then got pretty tired of it. I did get like disabled from like jungle school. It's like colon, like inflamed colon and stuff like that. So after that, they were ready to med board me. So after I got med boarded, I was like, well, what am I gonna do now? Because I couldn't like go back to work a regular job.
Sure.
So
just because you didn't want to?
No, I tried I had worked 4 jobs within 3 months.
Okay.
And I quit them all because I was just like, bro, I'm not doing this. So that's when I went to school at UTI.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We talked about that a little bit. So
hey, you talk about jungle school. I've watched. There's a big YouTuber. He just actually, I don't know if he retired, but he took a break. Outdoor Boys. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him, but he pretty much goes out and all kinds of stuff and like does like survival camping and bushcraft and stuff like that.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned it because I was going to roll on. I really don't know what jungle school is.
Well, there was a specific video where he went out to train with, I guess they were it had to be jungle school because they were out in Japan in like a big, just a big.
All right, catch me up. What is jungle school?
So jungle school is basically, they drop you off in the middle of the jungle, forest, whatever it may be, and you have to survive.
Like the jungle, like the Congo or something?
Were you in Japan or were you in the States?
I was in Hawaii.
Okay, so this video, they drop you off and like you're supposed to be,
were they doing it for the military or were they just doing it?
They were doing it for the military.
Okay, gotcha.
But you go ahead. I think we were talking about the same thing. It was wild, whatever, like crazy what they have people do.
So was your experience pretty wild?
Yeah, so because they don't give you food.
Okay.
You got to purify your own water. I mean, you got like purified tablets and like you got your tent and all that stuff. But yeah, dude, I think it was like 3 days and I was just like out there just.
Are you with anybody?
And yeah, I was with my team, but we were like starving, bro.
Really?
We were just drinking water. And for me, like how my body is set up, if I don't eat within like 12 hours, like I'll start getting migraines and yeah, I know some people can like fast for like days. I can't do it. I was out there, I was like eating like little berries. I didn't even know what they were. I was just eating grass, I was eating whatever until I got to the point where it was like, okay, I went to the bathroom and blood came out and I was like, I was like, it's not a hernia. Cause I was like, bro, I know what a hernia feels like. So I was just like, yeah, I'm leaving. And I left and for like months, like, they just kept telling me it was like a hernia and stuff like that until I went and got like a colonoscopy. And we figured out that I had like an inflamed colon. So that's when I started my med board process and stuff, which I mean, like it's not, I actually see it as a positive now because it limits me from eating dairy, spicy, greasy, fried foods. Okay. Which is all the processed, everything. Sure. Is the stuff we don't need to eat anyway.
Yeah, that was like the first thing I noticed about you when you first walked up. Was like you're pretty fit. I mean, you're in pretty good shape. So I mean, take care of yourself, right? Like
that's it. I mean, I go to the gym 4 times a week. I don't even get to work until 11 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah, every day. So all the stuff that people see where they're like, dang, dude's doing like 2 cars in a week and filming and all this stuff. That's after I hit the gym. So I go to the gym. Yeah, I wake up or I'll drop my daughter off at school. So up at 7, drop her off at like 8 or 9 or whatever I did at when I dropped her off for daycare. And then hit the gym, give me some breakfast and stuff. And then after that, that's when I get to work. Get to work, pick her up, and
that's cool. Because so that's probably another reason why it's hard to imagine having like going to a 9 to 5, right? Yeah. Because I mean, it sounds like you've got a routine that
is. And to be honest, because so I'm not with my daughter, or I'm not with my daughter's, we kind of don't know, but I was not with my daughter's mother when I came back home. Okay. So I felt like the freedom of my schedule allowed me to fly because she's in California. Okay. So the freedom of my schedule allowed me to fly back and forth to see my daughter. And then also, my daughter, like.
So where are you from? Because now you're in Asheville,
Asheville.
right? Yeah.
I'm from Asheville.
So you're
I'm actually from Goldsboro, which is kind of right down the street. But I moved to Asheville around middle school.
Really? Yeah. And just stayed there?
Until
till the military thing.
Yeah, till the military. Then we went Hawaii and then California and then back here.
So when did you meet your the mother of your child? I was trying to avoid saying baby mama. It sounded bad. In my head, I was like, I can't do it.
Let it rip.
I'm not going to do them like that. Because you said y'all are kind of in a, whatever y'all.
Yeah, family, you want to work it out.
Yeah,
stuff
for sure.
like that. So,
and good for you. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So, I met her in Hawaii.
Okay. Was she in the military as well? Or?
No, she was just there, She was just... What's that meme with the black dude? Like, I don't know, I'm just hanging out.
We're just chilling.
She was just there. And so I met her there. And then after, like when it came down to me getting out of the military, that's when I had to make a decision on if I was gonna go home, because I was gonna come out here and go to the NASCAR pit crew thing. I was like, that seems kind of cool to do that.
You got any idea what would have provoked that? Like, were you obviously like you were into cars and stuff?
I was just into cars. So when you leave the military, there's an out processing thing, right? And you have to basically tell them what you're going to do with your life and your finances.
Oh, okay.
Because they try to avoid like the homeless vet stuff.
Sure.
Stuff like that.
That's cool though. I didn't realize that was even part of it.
Yeah, they have a whole program. And it's good. It's so annoying.
Here I am saying this it sounds great. Sounds like it's...
it helps.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people get out and like me, I knew what I wanted to do, but if I didn't figure out, then I'd have been that guy who worked like 4 or 5 jobs and I mentally cannot work for someone. Like it's not working. Like it's not clicking in my head anymore after being in the military. So,
do you think it had anything to do with each other? Like that whole military thing versus going to work for somebody? Like, is that or it just wasn't you?
I think it was so not to downplay the military, but, it isn't the old military. So you have a lot of leadership in there that kind of just wiggle their way up a couple ranks. And it's not true, leadership, So it's when I'm working for somebody and then it's the meticulous aspect of the military, being detail oriented and all this stuff. If I don't have a supervisor that's not on his stuff, on top of his game and proficient in what he does, I don't want to be led by him, because it's in my head it's oh, this is the person that's supposed to lead me into battle. And then
what years were you in the military?
So let's see, I left in 2017. And then I got out of active duty in 2021. And then I did 2 years in Cali Guard, and then 1 year down here in NC Guard.
Really? So you're still involved with the military, is that right?
No? I'm out officially now. But so instead of getting med boarded out, I took the route of doing National Guard, because they gave me another bonus.
Okay.
So you can receive your bonus and you can get your disability pay.
Gotcha.
But if you just go with disability, then you receive nothing, because you're already getting paid for disability.
I gotcha.
So I was like, extra money, I'll go do whatever for 3 years.
And it's National Guard's a little less invasive, right?
Yeah, it's just 1 week in a month.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And then you have the 2 week a year thing where you do your big drill, but I never had to do it because I was non-deployable, all that, so I couldn't go with them to do that. So I was like, 1 week in a month, I was like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
It still sucked.
Yeah.
it still sucked. I was like, why did I do this? Especially with, running a business, and I was starting to get super booked, and it's dang, I'm going out here and I'm not making any money this weekend. I'm just at drill when I could have made, $1,000 or something like that.
When you say, what's at drill look like? You'd show up and be in uniform and go through the...
It's just through the motions. If you know anything about the military,
I know nothing,
it's just,
by the way.
It's busy work.
Okay.
So if there's nothing to do, there's literally nothing to do. If we have a container full of supplies, we will come every weekend and pull the supplies out of the container and account it and put it back in and do the same thing the next weekend. Golly. And the next weekend. And you know?
Yeah.
And it'll be to the point where we're so good at doing inventory that we finish it within the first 3 hours. And then we're sitting around for 9 hours waiting to get off. And it's like...
just hanging out.
Yeah. And if you get caught hanging out, well, then they find some other busy work for you to do. And it's like, well, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, what are we doing?
You know?
Yeah.
So
that's rough.
Yeah.
So you were in NC when you were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
I did. Yeah, I did my 2 years. Caligar was I actually liked the people at Caligar. Yeah, when I came down here, I was in Royall.
Okay.
And it was like a lot smaller, so everybody knew like where everybody was at. In California, you kind of go, well, we're gonna go get some burritos or something. Nobody's gonna notice we're gone, you know. So
okay.
Yeah.
So the transit, what made you go from Cali back to NC? Family, just get back close to home, or what?
So I had left California because of divorce, and then I had came to NC. I originally was thinking about going to South Carolina because when I finished UTI, they had a program where...
Oh, that's what we were talking about, the UTI thing. That's right.
So I have one in Texas where I could have went and trained for Ferrari. Mm-hmm. And then I had one in South Carolina where I could have trained for BMW. And they basically pay for you to go to school, and then they give you like $14 an hour or something on top of that. But you had to earn that. So I had like a 3.9 GPA whenever I graduated. So if you have like above a 3.5, like people will reach out to you to kind of hire you for their company.
I've heard that before, where like the opportunity, like it may not necessarily be the exact opportunity that you're looking for. Like you mentioned the like the NASCAR program down here, right? Mm-hmm. Like a lot of guys will come through and go through the NASCAR program thinking that they're going to get in with a NASCAR team. Yeah. And it's tough. I don't know how much
you got to be top of your class.
Yeah,
for sure.
With everything with the curriculum, your attitude, right? Like it's very... It's pretty unlikely that you're going to go right out of there and get on a top tier race team. Yeah. Now the pit stuff is a little different because, you know, if you could just be good. It's real merit based. They don't care how smart you are. They just, if you can change a tire quick, that's what they want. Mm-hmm. I actually just seen the video of the combine this morning. It's that time of year where they're ramping up to do their.
I think I seen one with an NFL player or ex-NFL player was out there like working the pit crew. Now I was like, what?
Yeah, most of them are. I mean, have you seen these dudes? They're jacked, man. Like they're huge.
Just slinging tires.
Hendrick had the guy, they called him the Cloud, didn't they? He was swole.
Yeah. He was a fuel man.
Yeah.
Just massive, dude. I mean, he could just like one step over the wall and he's carrying this huge, all the fuel and just slams it in like it's nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just massive. But the combine's cool because, they bring all the guys in and run all the numbers, and it is what it is. I mean, either you're qualified or you're not. But the school is set up to where, like you said, there's opportunities there. So it's maybe not necessarily a NASCAR team, but BMW, Ferrari, whoever.
Yeah, I think with that one, it might be a little bit easier than... I didn't even know there was a combine for the pit.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Josh, see if you can pull it up. Like I said, I just seen the video.
On Instagram?
I think it was on Instagram. And I want to say it was Hendrick. But yeah, it's like a full, like I want to say maybe they had 50 guys out there, something like that. 50, 60 dudes. And they just show up and anybody can try out. Like there's no like necessarily prerequisites or anything. It's just either you can do it or you can't do it. There was a guy, front tire changer. He worked at Hendrick for a little while. They said he was the highest paid pit crew guy.
What do they pay?
So now it's all, we could probably Google it and find out. But I remember the number that they said that this guy made, because when they said it, I was like, there's absolutely no way that's right. Yeah. They were telling me that he made $240,000 a year. Dude. So almost $250,000 a year. And check, this is where it gets interesting. He works 38 days a year. That's all they race, right? Because they just race.
Probably not even a full day.
No,
dude.
But now,
even six figures would be like 100K would be insane.
But I think the good one. I think all the good ones are. I think like if you're on like a pro cup team. See, I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like, so when a car starts the season for NASCAR, their goal is to win a championship. If they win the championship,
have you ever wondered how?
I think it's like $11.5 million. I think is what the team.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
But now that's just from the series. Yeah, check these dudes out. And it's a full blown combine.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That sounded like I was searching something nefarious.
You were, for sure. I almost came back out on the floor earlier and told y'all to quit talking, because if he says too much, we're going to lose you in the first 15 minutes.
Who, me?
Yeah.
If I say too much?
No, if
Have
he
you
says
ever
too
wondered how
much, you won't be
Hendrick
as
Motorsports
interested.
Finds their pit crew athletes.
I'll have
It
to
all
wake
starts
you
here
up.
at the pit combine. Athletes are tested on everything from agility runs and vertical jumps to bench presses and hurdle drills. And these 5-lug drills sharpen hand-eye coordination, and switching between wheel types makes it even tougher. Lastly, the athletes are split into 3 groups: tire changers, carriers, and jackmen, where they run through drills to simulate pit stops. Finally, those who are selected will return for an official visit. Have you ever wondered how Hendrick
Yeah.
Motorsports finds...
It's fun. Dude,
crazy.
I watched
Oh, wow.
a video of a jackman who's like, I found a new way to, cut off some time or something like that. And he took that jack, and those jacks are heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever
yeah,
moved
no,
one
I
of
know.
their jacks around, but they're heavy. So,
But
they
in comparison to like a normal jack, it's comparable. But the size of it and like how it's built is like,
yeah,
one pump, it's all the way up.
So he drops the car, and then he like slings that thing around his back, and I guess slinging it around his back creates like a little bit more motion, like to
Almost like a
inside
slingshot.
inside of the car, and gets him around the
Yeah.
car. I'll see if I can find that one, because that one's a cool video.
Well, you
I don't
just
mean to get hung up
no,
on
that guy just done it. It's like a thing. So they all find like the neat thing about it is there's film just like there is in every other sport, right? And when you go down to like we did all the graphics for Hendrick for like 10 years, right? So we would be there where they were practicing or doing whatever. We'd wrap a car, do wall graphics, and like so you would sit like we would be there and they would have a meeting and they would go through and they'd watch film. Like, hey, when you come around the car, right, lean in a little bit, drag your hand across the hood, because that's going to shave just a few more seconds as you round that corner. Like Josh saying, like when you sling the jack, when it slings back, you need to be going around the front of the car, because that momentum is going to carry you around the car. And then, so they're thinking about all that stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So when one guy has a thing, the other teams know about it because they're watching their clips too.
I'm literally like visualizing it.
It's wild.
Yeah, like
So Denny Hamlin's team just did the fastest pit stop that's ever been done. I think it was like 8.1 seconds or something. And it was, so whatever they did that like made the difference, I guarantee you every one of the top teams is now doing it.
yeah,
Because they know you can't hide it. Like somebody recorded that and then they've got access to it, and then they're just going to do the same thing. And it don't like, we used to see them where they'd have their helmets on back when it was a 5-lug thing. Now it's single lug. They'd have like spare lugs magnet to their right. So if they lost a lug, you just reach up, grab it, another one, so you don't miss one.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like just speed, like how whatever we can do to reduce speed. It's
that's nice. I didn't know all that.
yeah, but that's another. A lot of people don't think of it as a team sport.
Yeah,
They're just thinking about the driver, right? Well, one bad pit stop can cost you. So I watched this video the other day. It was like how many championships Lewis Hamilton would have had if, everything would have went right. And 2 championships were lost because of his pit crew. So he gets all the glory for being, the best driver in F1 that's ever been. But then, he's still at the mercy of his pit crew. If they can't do their job, And it was really cool the way they laid out like the analytics. They were like, on average, that pit crew could get him out in 3 seconds. That day it was 5 seconds, so he was 2 seconds off the pace. He came out 1 car behind the leader, right? And so it was like, yep, that's accurate. If they'd have been on, he'd have won 2 more championships. And it's like him being the best, right? He's only as good as how fast they can get him back out on track. So that's why you see a lot of pro, like the Hendrick specifically, they'll scout them. If somebody don't make it to the pros, they're standing
at the NFL combine. Like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, I imagine them at the draft being like, you didn't make it in this. Come on.
Yeah.
So, and they do a show every year too. I've never been to it, but I've heard it's pretty cool where they go out and it's like a full pit show. Like they got all the jack stands and, pumps. It's pretty cool. That's why I was curious, because I know they do a lot of stuff with the military. And I know that, hell, even the military's even sponsored some stuff in the NASCAR space. And then Yeah, well, even at the tracks and stuff, you see like activations for the military, and just so it makes sense that there would be some sort of funnel there to, I mean, and not to mention, you know, you're coming out of the military, probably pretty fit, probably pretty athletic. You've been working on stuff. I mean, it makes sense, but then I think about like, you know, for somebody that grows up in this space, like I grew up here, so it was like to think about going and being on a pit crew is really not that crazy of a feat. You know what I mean? As long as you know how to do, you know, you go to a combine and make sure that you show out and you can do what they need you to do, then you're good.
Yeah.
But then like to think there's guys coming from California and Texas and around the world that are like, you know, that could have went pro.
All right, I found it. And then we can move on with our lives. God, this was an ADHD rabbit hole, wasn't it?
Not too
I felt
bad.
like I had to. All right, pause. I don't know if there's volume on this or not.
Be a lot cooler if there was.
Yeah.
The amount of likes on this too is crazy. You wouldn't
Switch
even.
around the run around a little bit. After hanging the right front,
So this is a
reach back on the
JGR
left,
too.
drop it, spin it around our backs. You want to stay as tight to the car as you can, while
Smooth
keeping
with
as much
it.
speed as you can.
Look at how close his hip is to that car.
And he's doing it
So
like
this year we switched around the run around
That's
a little
slow,
bit.
too.
After hanging the right front, reach back with our left, drop it, spin it around our backs.
Whap!
You want to stay as tight to the car as you can, while keeping as much speed as you can.
yeah. So
Sick.
Nice.
That's his thing. You know what I mean? Like that's it. Like that, they expect him to be able to perform like that. You shave off every little bit that you can. You competing for a national championship, and you're,
Yeah.
you know. So I'll practice. I practice for RapsCon. If I'm going to compete, I'm practicing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll find out what the stations are, how I can prepare for them. Like,
how many days did you say they work? They technically work a year.
so I mean, if you think about it, they're going to the racetrack. There's 38 races a year, so they're 38 days.
It says range from 300,000 pit crew member, 30,000 to 100,000.
Okay, that sounds about right.
And I would assume that, like, you know, the people going over the wall are close to that 100,000 mark.
That one guy.
Good
that-
money for something
yeah.
that's enjoyable.
Yeah,
But
And
they
like I s-
but they in there working out and practicing.
Yeah,
all that
that's-
stuff.
that-
They have a
yeah.
thing that they do at home, but still, like, if most of those guys probably, like you do, probably enjoy working out. So like, it's just like,
Second nature.
yeah.
You'd be getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's yeah. So like that, and I assume that's how they're maybe not justifying it, but it's like you said, they enjoy it. If they enjoy working out and you enjoy going to the racetrack, like not a bad way to make a living, you know?
Yeah.
And that guy that I was talking about, I wish I could remember his name. We'd look him up. Evidently he's like the best. And they said, yeah, he makes like $240,000 a year, but he also owned a couple of franchises too. So
Yeah.
like when he wasn't doing the tire changing stuff, he was doing building these franchises for,
Oh, so it's like total, not just the.
I don't know. Maybe that's what it was, but it's funny that his franchise business was he bought into a franchise that did mobile tire repair. So he was a tire changer at Hendrick, and then he owned this mobile tire repair. So he would go out or not him, he would probably pay somebody to drive the Sprinter out and, you know, rotate somebody's tires, put new tires on, stuff like that.
It's not a bad gig.
No, and if you think about the marketing behind it, right? Like he's a professional tire changer, and then he owns so him making videos to kind of go with it too is kind of brilliant, really.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought
Gotta
that was
lean
pretty
into
cool.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
So at the time, I think he had two of those Sprinter vans running around doing that.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
No, so saying that, as soon as I said that in my head, I'm like, that's kind of what you're doing a little bit, right? And I don't want to jump ahead too far because I'm still curious. Like, so you got back, had a few jobs, right? You were into the car scene, knew you didn't want to work somebody. How'd you settle on Raps? Why Raps?
So yeah,
Any experience or anything? I mean, did you wrap a hood or, you know, had a buddy or something?
So I have like, let's say I've been in the industry really rapping for 5 years, but maybe 3 years of DIY.
Okay.
I'm talking like Paradox restyling
Yeah.
DIY. You know, just like doing
When you
whatever,
say
kind
that,
of learning.
like, you were doing what he's doing, or you were following him doing what he's doing?
No, I was just
Okay.
like, I was just kind of, you know,
Doing the same thing.
just kind of
barefoot
messing
slides.
around, you know? Yeah. And then, so I went to a collision shop, maybe 2 months. They had me grinding and welding.
Oh yeah, because that's right. You went through the UTI program, so you had.
So I'm platinum certified. I'm platinum ICAR certified. So
What's that mean?
so there's gold standard and then there's platinum standard. Gold standard, you need, what is it, like 8 people in the shop and then 1 platinum person in the shop to have the body shop be able to receive jobs from like Progressive and
okay,
stuff
okay.
like that.
Yeah, because
So-
I've seen your videos where you're not scared to sand some stuff.
No, I'll do it all. I mean,
Yeah.
I learned it.
Right.
So, right.
But that's why you're not, like, for me, like, I'm not in that space. I'm not a body shop guy, right? Like I try to stay the hell away. It's nasty, and it, if you don't do it right, you can make it way worse than what it is,
Yeah.
So I try to avoid. I'll do it if I have to. I really try to avoid it. But then I'll see you doing it, and I'm like, damn, like he's in it.
Yeah.
He's in it. But now it makes sense because you're a certified body guy.
Yeah, and that's, I think that's one of the annoying parts about social media too, because everybody thinks they know everything, and I'm like, dude, I went through every single class of the curriculum, from electrical to taking the engine out to sanding to painting to polishing to, just everything that they had to offer. Right?
Let me ask you this then, because I know people are on the fence about the whole UTI thing. Where are you at on it? Was it worth it?
Worth it for me?
Period.
Because
I mean, do you think it's worth
I
it?
didn't pay for it.
Right, but
You're asking the wrong person.
No, but you had to,
Or maybe the right person.
uphold a certain standard,
Yeah.
right? Like, it wasn't easy. They didn't give it to
It
you.
wasn't easy. It is very informative.
Okay.
Like, it's definitely worth it. I just think the price tag on it is a little extreme.
So if there wasn't a pathway for you to be able to perform and receive it for free, you don't think you would have done it?
Maybe for half the cost.
Okay.
If I had to pay for it myself,
Yep.
half the cost.
Yep.
Because, dude, I don't think it was right at 40, but it was like 38. My GI Bill barely covered it.
Really?
Like, I think I even had to pay like $500 or something to finish it off. That's how close. I think it was like 37, 30, what the?
My brain hasn't been working all day either.
$37,500.
Need some water? Cigar, maybe?
Yeah, $37,500. So I was like right at the max for my GI Bill, and for it to be just 9 months, it's just like, that's a lot.
That's insane.
But you get everything you need.
So if you were to leave after that, being a platinum certified body guy, and get a job, what kind of pay would you like? Because it's got to be better than just walking into a body shop and getting a job.
Yeah. So as soon as I left, so with mines, I did auto body and estimating. So
Okay.
it's down to the point where I could go out to a car, write up all the, everything that needs to be repaired on the car, give the order to the body guy, or give it to myself, do the work, whatever,
Yep.
So when
And-
I was
and
looking,
insurance, does that have something to do with that? Like that's,
I would work, so I could work for Progressive,
Okay.
going out and doing claims, or I could go to the body shop and do the actual work,
or both, right?
or both.
Yeah.
But there are some body shops who have their own claim guys, right?
I got you. Okay.
So, and that was part of like the platinum certification. The gold would be like no estimating, and your classes are kind of cut down a little bit. So they're like, all my friends graduated before me, but I was like, I'm gonna go through the whole thing. Like, I want to go through the whole process because I wanted to be like very proficient in the trade, even though I didn't, even though I didn't stay in it. But
Did you think you were going to?
I did think I was going to at first.
So you thought, when I'm done with this, I'm going into the body shop. I mean, the body work.
I mean, I did.
Okay.
I went in for 2 months. Like I said, I was doing the grinding and welding. I didn't like that, so I left that place. And then I went to another shop, but it was like downtown Long Beach. And he had just gave me like assistant manager. Like right off the bat, he was like, you'll do the estimating. You'll write up everything in the system and just take it out to the body guys. He was like, I don't have an estimator. And then I think he was telling me he would pay me like 35 an hour starting out.
That's not, well, California is probably, cost of living is probably pretty high there, right?
It's a little high, but
Still good.
35 was still good.
Still good, yeah.
For the area, but yeah,
Southern,
we
Southern
were like,
California, Northern California.
I was in downtown Long Beach. Like
Really?
the shop I was working out of had like gangs like down the road. So I was just like,
Perfect.
I was like, nah, this isn't for me. The whole city life wasn't for me in the first place.
Really?
So when I was actually able to leave, like I was like, I'm completely fine with leaving. Like I'm good.
Well, this is a good topic because RapsCon is in Long Beach. Have you
Downtown Long Beach?
Have you ever been?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to RapsCon.
Yeah, RapsCon, obviously, you're in Long Beach, but it's at the convention center. So I don't know where that is in relation to.
So it's a little separated from like the
it's still
actual,
sketchy, man. I mean,
yeah, and I even went to a point where I did security in downtown Long Beach.
Really?
I worked there for like a week and somebody got
the
shot.
military stuff.
Yeah, I worked there for like a week. Somebody got shot, and I was like,
out.
they're like all my coworkers were running over there, and I was like, dude, we have a flashlight and a whistle. Where are y'all going? Like no pepper spray, no gun. I was like, I'm not. You know what? This isn't for me. I was like, nah, I'm out of here. Like,
Went to the body shop. I'm not doing that.
yeah.
That's funny.
So that was the scope of my jobs. I had worked. Oh, I did detailing too. So I had worked all those jobs, and then I got to a point where I was just like, dude, this isn't gonna work. Like I can't work for people.
Before we move on here, I want to hit on this real quick. So Long Beach probably isn't the best place for RapsCon.
It's the worst. It's the worst place I've ever lived. It's the worst place I've ever been.
Yeah,
I don't understand it. Like, why is RapsCon in Long Beach? I don't even.
I have no idea.
Like,
but the area. So sometimes in like downtown Long Beach, like they do all the drifting stuff through the city and stuff like that. So I've seen that.
Yeah, but we're not.
And-
Like while we're out there, we don't see any of that stuff. Like it's, you know what I mean?
they got to be getting a good deal on.
There's
the
like
convention.
an area where it's nice. You know how they have those
yeah,
areas
for
where
sure.
it's nice, but
Yeah,
if you take 5 steps out of that area, it's like
Yeah, we drove through Compton. We had to go over to and no shade on Compton. Actually, it was actually not that bad.
yeah,
It was-
Compton's not too bad.
Nah, and it was like, you know, it was kind of cool. The car.
I mean,
we
a
were-
homeless guy did pee on our tires.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, we were in like a '86 Honda.
yeah,
I think
that's
we
fair.
got it off Toro.
They should have been pissed on.
Well, I mean, at least you didn't go through like the Hollywood homeless. There's like a lot of, or did y'all experience Skid Row?
No, we flew into LAX, and so we thought about trying to get some of that experience, but again, like I'm hyper competitive, like over the top, right? So it was like when we got there, it was like, nah, we don't have time for that shit. Like dial in, let's get focused. We're here to win. And,
Yeah.
you know, so it was like I had to separate that, but there was a part of me that was like, yeah, I want to experience it. I want to see it for myself, right?
Yeah.
Because nowadays, man, with like AI and Photoshop and just anything like that, you can be manipulated so easily,
You can.
you know? And so it's like, I want to, like, if people are choosing that life, good for them. I don't have anything, you know what I mean? Like, if that's the road that you're going down and you're happy with your decisions, like you want to do heroin, that's your business. I don't care. Like, I'm not, as long as it don't affect me in a negative way, have at it. You want to live out on the street, have at it, right? But something tells me that majority of those people, I don't know. I don't know how that works, right? And so, like, I wanted to experience it. I wanted to go there and, like, see it. And
I'll give you a breakdown.
all right.
All right. So let me take you back about 3 years, right?
Okay.
So picture, I'm so close to the city that I could literally walk to the promenade within like 10 minutes, right? Promenade would be like everywhere where all the restaurants and entertainment is, right? So that's how far I was. One of the worst things I ever dealt with was 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm heading to drill. I'm in my uniform. Girl runs up to me. He's gonna kill me. Like, can you stop him? Dude's coming down the street like cussing. He's like, leave with him. I'm gonna shoot the car up. All this, and I'm just like, I gotta go to drill. Like, what are y'all doing? Like,
It's the middle of the day.
like, no, this is like 4 a.m. in the morning.
Oof.
Like, because I gotta leave early because I gotta go across California as long as hell. So like 2 hours this way just to get to drill, right? So, I mean, I'm just like, dude, like what? Like what?
It's a bad situation.
Yeah, like
There's no-
what's going on? So I mean, I call the cops. I sit there, wait till the cops get there. But like you know, another situation, like my daughter is like really young. Like I'm walking her. I got her in the little wagon, taking her down to the park. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have a good time at the park. There's hobos like sleeping on the slides, like pissing in the grass in front of all the kids and stuff. And I'm just like, this can't be real.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just me like experiencing the city like when I first moved there, and I'm just like, there's no way this is like normalized. And it's just, I mean, that's how it is. Like you take a wrong turn. I stumbled across Skid Row. I didn't even know where it was. And it was like the whole road just looked like zombies were in the street. And I'm just trying to go charge my Tesla. And I'm just like,
So you were actually like going.
I had to ride down the road.
Yeah.
With everyone in the way.
Is it close to Long Beach? Is it pretty?
No, it's in LA.
It's in LA. That's
it's
what
in
I thought.
LA, yeah.
But no, we did find a spot in Long Beach where they had taken and built like structures on the side of the road, and like there was another thing that was real popular while we were out there. Josh, you remember what it was? Like boats or something, or there was something where they would park something on the side of the road and it was allowed to stay there or something, and they'd live in it. Like
maybe I didn't see any of that. They were doing tents.
It was just by the
like I know there was like cardboard boxes and stuff, but I remember something like
they had like karaoke and like DJs off of boats on the docks.
Yeah,
like there was like 4 or 5 of them just like parked up, and they were like
I want to say maybe we seen like
off the back of the boat.
like a van that had like the wheels knocked off of it, and it was just sitting there, and people were living in it or something. Like, and it was like a maybe not common, but maybe it was like 3 or 4 versions of that.
I've seen that
structure.
Like a bunch of like box trucks or like really old RV homes.
Yeah, that's what.
Like
oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And people will live in those,
Yeah.
and you'll see tarps all over them and all this stuff.
That's
It's
it.
like,
That's it.
This is crazy, man.
Josh, can you pull? I think the only video we got of it is the one on YouTube, but us in the Honda. So we went out there.
Have you seen that video yet?
So
Not on YouTube a lot. Unless it's like learning.
So we went out
Same.
for RapsCon, and we were competing and we're doing the stuff, and Josh was giving me a hard time about being cheap, right? Because he was like, man, we cannot stay in some crappy motel. Like, and I try to be like relatively modest, right? Like I'm not going to always stay in the nicest hotel, but I'm not going to stay in the worst hotel either. So
It's definitely smart down there.
right. Like you got to be like, there's a somewhere in between where you want to stay somewhere that you feel safe and all the stuff. Right. So, and we want to stay close to the convention center. That way we could just walk over and, you know, cause there's hotels, you know, all around the convention center. So
Yeah.
I think there's actually one at the convention center. So anyway, so he's on me about like, hey, make sure we got to get a car, make sure we get a car, blah, blah, blah. He just kept on and on and on. So I'm on tour one night. I'm looking, I'm trying to find, you know, a decent car, but so I happened to run across, there was one that was like a sponsored car. And so as soon as I seen it, I was like, this is it. I got to get this thing.
I don't know how this is gonna go.
Should go swimmingly.
Hurry yourself in the dash.
This is almost the perfect, the most perfect part of this video. Good for you on the timing on that. That was great. Look at that thing. Is that not beautiful? No AC.
The condition of it don't look too bad. Huh?
No, it was clean.
It
bro.
looked kind of clean.
I mean, it was like mint.
Yeah.
86.
One of the guys that was with us, I think he dropped like a cigarette.
No, it was
thing
it was a
I got
joint. is what
I
it
got
was.
some birria tacos.
He dropped a joint in the car and burned a little hole in it.
Yeah, the whole freaking car's on. So
I'm surprised you didn't get charged for that.
So at that point, there was no like dispensaries or anything like that around here. So I'd been to Vegas one time, and they had like a big mall, you know, and the guy that was with us, he smoked, and he was like, man, I'm going to the dispensary. So I was like, I'm going with you. I got to check this. I got to see what this is about. So we go in and, you know, just window shopping, looking around. And it's like real official, like, you know, it was a nice store, but like, obviously it was like, hey, look, get in, get out. Like, this is not the kind of place you hang out in.
Yeah.
And there was even a guy that came in and was like raising hell. Like, I'm here. This is medicine for me. Like, you know, I'm not waiting on shit. I'm here to get my damn medicine and get the fuck out of here. And like,
he was raging for sure.
It was not the greatest experience for me, but it was still cool.
That was the first, I think it's funny that the first ever dispensary we went into happened to be there in California. I think that's interesting.
My first one I went into, what was it, like Planet 21 or something?
Yeah, in Vegas, right?
Yeah, because I am back when Biden did the whole thing with the he was trying to legalize the weed, and the weed stocks were going crazy, and I was like doing my research, and I was like, man, Planet 21, that seems like a little theme park weed shop. Like, I'm gonna invest in that. And I actually got a chance to go to it. I was like, this is crazy.
You say theme park?
Yeah, it's like
it's
legit.
almost like a little, it's
like a mall. Kinda. Yeah, you go in.
not like rides and stuff, but it's just like
it's a full experience.
Yeah.
Like they got like
you get the food, you get
weed,
the beverages, you could get and
they had it all broke up, and so it's really cool experience if you know. But there, so we go through there, and then he buys a few things, and they gave him like a free pre-roll.
Yeah.
And they're, you know, just kind of like, hey, appreciate your business kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And so we had to go, we had Triple S. I tried to fly with Triple S, and they took it from me at TSA because it was too much fluid or whatever. But part of that thing, we did sponsorships that year. So we had on the jerseys, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Justin sponsored us, and he was like, hey, look, just obviously, like, you know, we're trying to promote the tools and everything. Just keep the Triple S on you. Obviously, if you see a good spot to use it, use it.
Yeah.
Cool. Perfect. We can do that. So he sent us some bottles, and TSA took them, was like, oh, shit, now we got to find it while we're out here because, you know, that's kind of part of the deal. Like, he wanted us to do that.
Yeah.
So we drove over, and that's when we drove through Compton, and like it was a detail supply place that we went to. So it was like in a little sketchy part of town. You could feel like, you know, there's like barbed wire fences and stuff. Like it just obvious. Like you could tell like it was like this is some sketchy stuff going on here. But they had Triple S, so it was like perfect. So as we were coming back, stopped at the dispensary, then we're going to the hotel. Well, he just lights up a joint in the car, you know, and it was real like, you know. You're riding through Compton, smoking weed in an old 86
Y'all turned on Ice Cube?
Yeah, you had to, right? How do you know? Like, you know, so we did, and we're riding, and we're cool. But the thing falls apart. Like, he's sitting there smoking, and it just, like, the stuff just falls out of his thing, right? And there's smoke's going everywhere, and I'm, like, freaking out. I'm like, we can't burn this car up. Like, you know.
Like a Cheech and Chong movie.
It was fucking, dude, it scared the shit out of me. I was freaking out. As soon as it happened, as soon as it fell out, 3 cop cars pull in right behind us, and I'm like, golly, dude. Like, I don't really get to enjoy this. You know what I mean? Because now he's high, so he don't really care. He's laughing, and he thinks it's funny. And then, you know, so anyway, that was our experience in Long Beach, and we didn't win RapsCon, so it was kind of I'm not a fan. I'm not
all
a fan.
downhill from there.
Yeah, it was good. We did good, but it was still like, you know, could have been. I'm not a huge fan of Long Beach. I feel like going all the way out there is crazy.
Taking that trophy from Jim Miller was a highlight.
Or the worst.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah, and at the same time. It's more so highlight.
But anyway, so I want to make sure we touched on Long Beach. I mean, RapsCon should not be in Long Beach.
No.
Centralize it, put it somewhere in the middle of the country, make it simple where everybody can get to it, or bring it to Charlotte. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
So anyway, you graduate, you get out, you're doing a little bit, cop a couple jobs, don't like it, hate it, not gonna work for somebody.
Yeah. So
When do the wraps come in?
Wraps come in.
You said you did some DIY stuff.
Yeah, that was through that process of school because being at the school, like, it's just a bunch of little car people. So they're like, we're doing hoods and all that stuff. So I was already interested in it, but even a little bit before that too.
So I would think more paint. I would think that y'all would have been more into like.
I mean, we did paint too. Like I did like a custom paint job on my spoiler that I threw on my M3. But you know, we were wrapping our hoods and stuff in school and all that. And then once I got through all those jobs, I was kind of like, man, what am I gonna do? Like, you know, I had a friend that had a shop, and I went out there and I worked with him for a while. It's called Maverick Wraps. ended up moving to San Diego. No, I did Maverick Wraps, left there, ended up working at Elite Wraps. They did more of like the foreign car stuff, Ferraris, McLarens, Lambos, all of that. That really taught me a lot. Got me confident to the point that when I moved to San Diego, I just started rapping out of my driveway.
Really?
Like hot San Diego sun, no cover, just outside, like doing hoods and roofs. And then
Where were you getting material?
Metro Restyling.
Metro. And then what about, were you?
Hang on, what was San Diego like living there?
Yeah.
Was it much different from?
It was less disgusting,
Yeah.
but gang wise, the exact same. I think even more. Like on average in Long Beach, you would hear like a gunshot twice a week. On average in San Diego, it's probably like 3 or 4 times a week because I was directly in a gang neighborhood in San Diego. Like it was marked as you walked in, you could see the area. So it's just like, I was like, man, but I mean, you got low income, you know, you got to go to the housing that you can afford. In the area. And we were always downtown where that's where all the hood stuff and all that was. So it's just like, whatever. But at the same time, that kind of like slingshot me in San Diego because, I mean, hood people have money. And then all the, you know, that's where all the people do like all the swing shows and all that stuff. So all those kids were like, you know, pulling up to get their rap jobs done. And it was like, they didn't care to go to a professional shop. So there was a space for me doing it out of my driveway where I kind of got like hands on a lot. Like I was doing 1 car a week. Like,
were you making any money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they probably bringing you cash.
Yeah, it was no overhead costs. They were bringing me cash. So it was like no LLC, you know, I was just doing business as, and I didn't even know how to do any of that stuff. I had to learn all that on YouTube as I went along with that whole process, you know.
Were you doing content then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go back to like the beginning of my Instagram, there's literally videos of me rapping in that driveway.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like there's still like just hat on, tank top, flip flops, like
yeah,
right there.
I've
in the
literally
driveway,
been scrolling your Instagram for a while. You got
all
a
the way to
lot
the
of
bottom.
videos, bro.
Yeah, you got to go all the way to the bottom. I don't even know. I think my Instagram even goes as far back to when I was just like day trading, because I was doing day trading before I got into the rap stuff, and that's how I was making my income. I had like a group of like 500 people. Like we were just making money, and then I kind of transitioned from that as the market started to crash into rapping.
Gotcha.
And yeah,
You still day trade now?
I don't day trade anymore. I swing trade.
Okay.
I mean, I'm holding a bunch of crypto right now. Just waiting for the Fed to do quantitative easing and you know, get some more liquidity into the market so you could pump our bags and then I could sell. But yeah, I'm a nerd, but it's
That's
all right.
cool.
Make money doing it. But yeah, I still do swing trades and I still invest. It's just the quickest way to make money that I've ever experienced. Like all you need is the knowledge. But, you know, in addition to that, just having a high income skill was really important to me. So that's why I just, you know, I was learning in my driveway and I got a lot of shit. I got a lot of shit from people.
Ooh, let's go.
Yeah,
Is this way you mentioned Paradox?
Yeah.
And, aside from being shirtless, you pretty much nailed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's probably a few.
Is this the San Diego house?
Yeah, that's San Diego.
That's dope.
Driveway. Literally.
The weather looks beautiful.
Dude, sometimes that's all you gotta you gotta work with what you have, you know? You got a driveway, you got material.
And my work was like quality because I had already worked at 2 shops. So people were like, dang, bro, like you're doing this out of your driveway and the work looks like this. They're like, yeah, I'm telling all my friends, like, you know, like, I mean, I'm doing dust control. I'm like wetting panels. Like sometimes if I had to wet the concrete just to keep dust down or in the cracks and stuff, disassembling what I needed to. I was doing quality work. Like, but online, everybody was hating it. Rapping out of your driveway, bro? Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And it was like, I never had a customer complain though. So that's why I was always like, I mean, my customers love it, and they're coming back and they're recommending people. So
Yeah, but when you get tore up on the internet like that, I mean, you've been consistent.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, but coming from a military background, you know, like that's literally all we do is talk junk to each other. So
Dude, they can hate all they want to,
Yeah.
but I guarantee you some of the highest paying jobs I've done outside in a parking lot.
exactly
In the middle of summer.
And that's how I was kind of thinking of it with commercial stuff. I was like, dude, they do commercial stuff out. I've seen videos of people doing it outside. I was like, I might not have a shop, but I will have one eventually. So
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care how people feel, that it just helps the content.
But that's on the install side. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? When you're producing content and you're getting like, because they're not there, they're not a part of that, right? So then you go and you start doing content online, like nobody's making you do that. Mm-hmm. And so you're going into a space where people are just talking shit all the time.
Oh yeah.
So you're just like,
It's like 90% of
like
it.
willingly just like inviting these people in to troll you every day.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I
making
was
your
on
money.
What's that one page? The Rap Police.
Yeah.
I was on. Yeah. Like hating, and
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, oh, I mean, I'm making money, so I was like, I mean, cool, because I mean, the videos would still go viral. So I'm just like, and then I was still getting followers. So it was like a disconnect from the installers, which were a small percentage of like the viewership, to the actual people who cared about what I was doing, and they were still following me. And I was like, oh, it's just a bunch of fucking Karens, you know? I was like, I mean, I get it. You know, if you're a professional in this trade and you have a standard that you stand by, but I mean, I've seen a ton of videos where like people are rapping outside in their tents, like just small guys trying to make it. So
Do
I was
you
just like,
do you think that those two things, like the fact that you were doing it different than the professionals, is what increased the views and increased the followership?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so. Along with like, cause I had no idea about like how I am now. I'm so meticulous with making every video go viral. I'm like, oh, click through rate, first 3 seconds, the song
Yeah,
that's
back
on the
then you
reel,
weren't
all
even
that.
thinking all that
No,
stuff.
I was just like, just
Post it.
yeah,
Get it up.
just time lapse, whatever, you know.
Right. Yeah,
Which
yeah.
like it works, but if you look at my videos now and how I edit them, like they might be 1 to 2 seconds long. There's a hook in the beginning. There's a caption, like all this stuff. Like they get like at least 20Ks to 1 million views. You know, it's somewhere in between there. Before it was just like 1,000, 2,000 views, whatever. Maybe I get a hit and it's like 10,000.
So you can see the work that you're putting in. You can justify the work that you're putting in because of the analytics. You can look at it and say like, okay,
I dive deep into the analytics.
Really?
Yeah. I think people don't dive deep enough into the analytics. They just post stuff. And it's like, well, if you got 100 rappers posting the same, you know, time lapses, then your content becomes unoriginal. So my thing was like, well, I'm going to spend time editing it with a hook, with the caption, a different clip from a different angle, like every 2 seconds. And as I created like that new style of content and I stuck to that, that's when I started, you know, seeing like the 1 million views back to back to back, or like, you know, over 100K more consistent. Cause it's like, all right, you're putting a lot more effort. And it's always like what somebody doesn't want to do. If you're willing to do it, well, then you're going to get the views because there's not a lot of people doing it.
sure. So
Dude,
you
like,
separate
story of my life.
yourself.
That's how I think that's how Scott and I have been able to stay as relevant as we have, as far as like install. At least low.
That's not to say that our video editing quality and stuff like Josh
No.
does a really good job. When he really sets his mind to it, he can produce some really good stuff.
I'm saying specifically installing, because like
Okay.
most.
Yeah, I mean, that goes with everything.
Most of my videos suck. They're not very good, right? They're low quality. I'm just running and gunning, but I enjoy doing it, right?
Yeah.
So there's like a little bit of that's like, whereas when I think about what you're doing, it's different. Like it seems a lot more intentional. You know what I mean? Like that, and that's important. I think people should know that. I think that it sounds like there was a plan there, even though maybe it wasn't like the clearest path. It had to have been a plan, because you're not going to keep doing that over and over again. You're not going to introduce somebody to talk shit and give you a heart. You're making money over here. You're doing good over here. And now you're introducing this new element that's really not necessary, but you're doing it over and over again. So there had to have been a path.
So as a new installer, you got to think like, we don't pay for ads. Like,
Right.
We don't have a website.
Right.
We don't have all this and that. So my thing was like, okay, if I want to get clients, I have to be extremely intentional. So I was going on Big Bang car meets or whatever that has like 250,000 people follow. I was following all the new followers that followed them and letting them follow me back and engaging with them. So they're like, oh, this dude raps cars. I was following like what 4,000 people a week or something.
Were you looking at that? Like, when you were thinking about that, were you classifying that as marketing? Like, okay, this is my marketing.
I was like, I can't pay for it, so I had to. It's like cold calling.
Sure.
Like I'm going out and I'm following these people. I'm letting them follow me back and experience my content. And then I'm also working on my content strategy. Like I didn't know what I was doing.
Where the hell did that come from?
Slowly, it just.
Did you watch a YouTube video on some marketing stuff, or was it
I watched every YouTube video, bro. Okay, so this is how bad I'm a YouTube. I got my doctorate at the YouTube University, bro. So when I learned trading, I watched. I'm not bullshitting you. 40 to 50 hours of content a week for a year, and that's how I got really good at trading. So then I went and I did taxes, and I did real estate, and I did business, and then I did marketing, and I just nerded out, and I just learned all the, you just pick up tips and tricks from like each video, and then you put it all together, and then now you have a package that you can put out, and it actually works. YouTube like viewership is currency. Everybody will give out like their trade secrets to get the views because they're going to get paid for it.
Dude, I learned how to play drums on YouTube, like straight up. I would sit there back before like people weren't like doing tutorials on stuff. I would sit there and watch my favorite, like it was marching band or drum corps at the time.
Can you talk about a nerd?
So yeah, nerding out on YouTube University. But I would sit there and watch every single lick the snare line would play, and then I'd just watch it. And then I'd try to play it, and then I'd watch it again, try to play it again. And that's how I learned how to play drums. Pretty much every skill that I use today has been learned through YouTube.
It's YouTube. It's like you're always a student is what I tell myself. And what, like Nipsey Hussle said, I'm a steal game from people. Like, if you put the content out there, if you give the sneak peek, if you put the video out, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna pick up on it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you at that point?
Like,
it didn't cost me anything to watch it. Don't cost me nothing to apply it. Not
you
really.
Put it out there,
right.
So I'm consuming it. I don't just consume stuff to consume stuff.
Who are the big ones for the rap space? Like who are your go-tos?
So of course, when I first experienced vinyl stuff, I experienced Paradox, and then I dug into the comments and I was like, okay, this must not be like the real way to do it. So then I got into watching CK raps.
Okay.
And then I met Samson Raps in where did I meet him at? I met him at a motorcycle shop.
Oh, right.
I didn't know he was like a big YouTuber, but I started watching his stuff. He actually wanted me to come out there and work with him, but he lived like 5 hours away.
There was some hate on CK raps too for a while, wasn't it? Like, I don't even know.
He still gets it. He still. I mean,
why?
I think a big thing for him was like, when you start looking at manufacturer support or working with brands, it gets challenging. You really have to pick your lane, and you got to know.
Oh yeah, Vivid vinyl. Yeah, well that's why we're being honest, because that's not film that a solo installer could really do a whole car by itself.
Oh yeah, I just did a hood roof deck lid and some trim stuff in it, and I hated my life.
But you say that, but then CK's he's given that information away.
Yeah.
He'll show you.
He'll show you. Have to watch him to be able to to install that type of film, which is like, I mean, some Triple S and learning how to actually work the film. Like, it's a little bit easier, but some random guy buying Vivid and putting on the hood or a roof by itself and just like
there's no way.
Trying to it's impossible. Like you have to, versus like 3M or Avery where it just glides on.
Sure.
And all the wrinkles are gone. So.
So whatever that was, I think CK's seen an opportunity there where there wasn't a lot of people on YouTube yet, and he jumped on that train as quick as he could. I mean, he's one of the first ones that I know, and probably still one of the only ones, especially with I don't know how big his following is, but
it's pretty big. And kudos to him. Like,
for sure.
Who cares what people, I mean, at the end of the day, your customer is going to want what they want at the end of the day. Like, I'll recommend 3M, Avery, KPMF, but if they want Vinyl Frog, Tiny Bot, or whatever it may be, I'm still going to install it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
customers
especially if
Might
they
charge you a little bit more. but I'm
especially if
still
they've
gonna
already
install
paid
it.
for it. Like,
Yeah, because they do. Like they go and they buy the roll,
Yep.
and they're like, "Can
Nah.
you install this?"
No, I'm not going to buy another. No, I've already bought it.
I mean, but that's, you know, so when you, but for him, I think that, like, you know, you look at, I think that Justin Pate is a fantastic instructor. And I think what he's done with the Rap Institute is phenomenal. But to say that some of that wasn't because of Avery and his relationship with Avery, I think that was intentional by him. I think he chose them, and you know, I mean, he's even said it. So it's not, I think he chose them, and he wanted to work with them, and he knew that he could build, you know, his platform and his reach based off of Avery. You know, when you're doing that with companies like Vivid or Tiny Bot, it's challenging. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got some big players in the market that it's, you know, like you said, it's kind of undeniable. If you pull the liner off of 3M and drag it across the hood, then you take a piece of Tiny Bot and drag it across the hood, you're going to get two different experiences.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends on you as an installer too. Like if
That's
your
right.
goal is to monetize, because there's one thing of like installing, and then there's another thing of being monetized on YouTube, and then there's
Sure.
another thing of being also paid by a brand to promote. And
That's
it's
right.
like you put all those together, dude, you could clear 6 figures as a solo installer. So
I think
it's what you're willing to pick up.
I think Christian could have looked at the market a little bit different and maybe kind of, you know, and I'll say this lightly, but like kind of watch Justin or some of the other guys working with big brands. And I think he would have had a little, and again, I'm not saying he's not successful by any measure when I say that, but I think he could have been a lot more successful pairing with a better brand. I think a lot of to answer your question, a lot of the flack came from that. Maybe he doesn't get the respect he deserves because that stuff's not easy to install.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's way more challenging. And so, and then they have a bad, you know, people will attach bad things with that type
Yeah.
film.
And it has nothing to do with him as an installer.
Nothing.
It's just the film. And I had some brands like that have reached out, and I'm just like,
How do you
either
how do you
one
navigate
to-
that?
You said what?
How do you navigate that?
Some of them, because the contracts are insane.
Really?
Yeah, I've had like if one of those brands hit me up, it's like calendar film, and they're just like, if they're just like, you know, one reel, we'll send you a free roll. Just do a reel for us. It's like cool, and I don't care if like, you know, they're like, oh, we're not gonna work with him because he's on the podcast talking, because I don't, you know, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I already work with who I work with, and I like who I work with.
Yeah.
So if like, and then there's also like other brands that are like, they'll send, like recently, they wanted 2 YouTube videos, 6 reels per month, and then they wanted my credit card in case I didn't follow through with the contract, so they could fully charge me for the 1 free roll of rap. I was like, dude,
dog.
what are you talking about? And I was like, no. And they're like, what's the issue? I just didn't respond because it's like, that's mental. Like, and it's not like because I see myself on a higher level, which I do respect where I am now, but just the contract is trash.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
almost like if you don't trust me, we shouldn't do business together.
yeah.
You know? Why even reach out if you don't trust
And
me?
then that amount of content is just kind of insane for 1 roll of rap. You know,
How much was I missed that part?
One roll.
1 roll of rap for 2 YouTube videos and 6 reels per month for 3 months.
Woof.
Were you listening to the dude's
Oh,
story?
I missed that completely.
Yeah, I was like, no. And it was like one of the bigger brands too, and it's
Really?
and they'll attach that, like if they're one of the bigger brands, they'll ask for more, and it's like, you as an installer, you gotta be like, no, I respect my time, and
Sure.
within that same amount of time, I can make 10 times that money.
So with your understanding of like marketing and positioning yourself, because obviously like if you're day trading, you're swing trading, like you see all this stuff, right? Like you're
And I have a marketing business.
right. So you're seeing it full. That's interesting that you said that. What do you mean you have a marketing business?
So we just started 2 months ago. I kind of realized when I started working with We Print Raps, and
So it's a separate business.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
It's a separate
Okay.
business.
I just want to
only.
clarify that because I think anybody that's in the rap game really has a marketing business and they don't realize it.
No. This is
Separate deal.
Precision Click Marketing.
Okay,
This
got
is
it.
an actual company.
Got it.
And we have like 17 clients. One of the recent ones is Steak and Shake.
You got me jacked just then. I was excited. I was like, hell yeah! I think we're about to
Steak and Shake.
Yeah,
so
we just recently got with Steak and Shake. I just did some meta creatives for them before I came here. But yeah, so we do SEO. We do Google ads, meta ads, content creation. Literally next weekend when I get back, I got a construction company that I got to go do some reels for. When I was in Mexico, I told you about,
Yep.
I shot a wedding. So it's just like, just learning content through my rap videos has helped me be able to pass that on to like other businesses. So I've done like food trucks and all this stuff. And now we're starting to get to the point where it's like, okay, I understand the formula to make videos go viral. So now we're just doing it everywhere.
Sure, other avenues.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So if a company sees the value in a viral video, they can reach out to you and you can kind of help them position that.
Because, dude, the 40, the 50, the 60-year-olds, they don't have social medias.
Sure.
And that's why I think most companies will die in the future, because everything is moving onto the internet, you know? So it's like, if you got to build your platform as much as you can, because that's going to be the main thing. I mean, if you got word of mouth, you might be safe. But other than that, if you're starting out and someone else is starting out and they dive into social media more and you're diving into marketing more, well, you're going to spend a lot more money to get clients than they are. And then if they add on the marketing with it, they're just going to outdo you by a long shot. So
Especially, I think too, the come up. I think the fact that people can go back and see your videos if you do it in a driveway versus now you having like a professional shot. I think that's important because they've came along with you on the journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I still got a lot of people, even like I'll go live on YouTube and it's like some of the people I went to school with, or some of the people who got my car done back then, and they're just in the live stream with me on YouTube. And I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, it's like 6 years ago and you're like in my live screen chopping it up with me, and it's like a whole community, like it's really community now. So
I want to catch up on the story. So because I want to make sure that we're running parallel, because it's kind of two things going on there. So you're rapping in California, you're doing the driveway thing. What point did you come to North Carolina?
So like I said, after everything happened, I ended up moving with the divorce and stuff. I ended up moving down here. I was gonna take the route of taking BMW up on the offer, but I didn't even know him back then, but I guess everybody knew I was coming home. It was so funny too, because there was this one shop, he knew I was from the area. And he was like, there ain't enough room in this town for both of us. Oh, yeah. Like, it was Dirty Dan or something. So I was like, what the heck is going on?
Pull his pistols out.
Yeah. But, one of the detailing shops, my boy Dan, he's like one of my best friends now. He had hit me up and was like, if you're doing car detailing, like, you could do it out of our shop. We could partner together. So, at first I was just like, I think about it. And, when I was coming home, dude, it was like 10 shops and nobody really knew how to do it like good in my area. So when I was coming home, like everybody was like hitting me up like, hey man, you want to partner? You want to partner? You want to partner? So I had to, just run through everybody and kind of figure everything out. And the dude that hit me up, Dan, I was like, yeah, like he seems the most motivated. He's, he's a cop, he's ex-military. Like it just feels like my type of person.
Sure.
So I partnered with him, and it's been really good because like doing it all by myself, even though it was like driveway stuff, I wasn't, taking accounting seriously and all that. Like when I actually got there and I wanted to, get my LLC, take accounting, run my own books and do all that. It kind of helped because he does like the customer service. He orders the material, all that. And then he's like, how much we charging for this job? I tell him my cut, he'll get the material. He'll put his cut on the end and then charge the customer. And it's just like, it just works so smooth. And I like it. He's not the only one I work with, but it's like 4 shops. And then I do some of my own organic stuff, but I'm mainly just like 90% B2B because it just flows.
Yeah,
let them deal with the customer service and I just show up in my little van, get the job done. But like I said, We Wrap is home based, and we're to the point now where we might just bring it all together, but we're still working through it. But yeah, like that's home based. Like that's where I do like 80% of my work.
Okay.
2 shops in Tennessee that I work with, and then 1 in Charlotte.
Okay.
So,
and that's so essentially you're subcontractor installer. You're just like us. That's what we do the same thing.
Yeah.
Now our customers, we try to, for a long time it was just, we had pretty 1 or 2 customers, maybe 3, 4 at the max, maybe, but it was like really those other 3 were just kind of fill-ins for the one.
Yeah.
That's really the way we worked it. And then, but a lot of installers will do it. They'll have, 20 clients, and then they just kind of fill in, like as those jobs come in, they just kind of do them as they come. A little bit more risky that way, because you're hoping that the next one calls.
yeah, my thing was with Dan, I was like, okay, I don't want to spread myself across all these shops and people are just going around all the shops. It's like, it's me and you, bro. Like in Nashville, it's me and you. We're going to kill the competition, which we like half of the people left after like a year or 2, because we just took all the color change jobs because no one knew how to really go into the details of, color changes. And then we moved, I think like a year ago, year and a half, we moved into the commercial side too. I was kind of learning that. And that's when I got my, my sponsorship with, We Print Wraps. Now it's not a sponsorship. Now I actually work there.
Very
also
cool. So it started as a sponsorship?
It started as a sponsorship, like.
Well, I guess it probably started as you were a customer. Right?
It started as I was a customer, but, they hit me up because when you think of We Print Wraps, you think of when you think of like their customer base, they're really selling to people like me, small shops.
Sure. Yeah.
And
yeah, I would think that you're a prime. We Wraps, is that right? Yeah.
We Print Wraps.
No, the shop in Asheville.
We Wrap.
Yeah, We Wrap. Okay.
Yeah.
So We Wrap. He was a detailer. You're a color change guy.
Yeah. So he did the detailing, the window tint, and I got certified for XPEL PPF with him.
Okay.
So we learned that together, but I did all 100% of the vinyl work.
Right.
I still do.
So then so as you two come together, at some point, commercial graphics only makes sense.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, well.
You just did a Ferrari. This guy owns a business, and he's got 40 vans or whatever. And so
they pay almost double. And the install time is less. And it's like, why aren't we doing this?
Right. Right. So inevitably, We Print Wraps, so you found them first.
They found me because when you think of commercial wraps, 99% of it is time lapse, right? When it comes to content.
Sure. Yeah. I would say so.
No one goes deep into.
Well, it's funny. Me and Josh were just talking about this the other day. Like it's kind of a safe space. It's a safe space. The color change, like obviously, if you're, you need to be professional. You need to know what you're doing. If you start making videos and posting them online, And when I say that from a perspective of like, if you want it received positive from your peers and from the internet, you know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, you were in a position where it was good for you too. Like you got burned up on the internet, people were talking shit, and you didn't care, and you kept plowing, and it's worked out for you. But
and as time went by, like the color change, then I started getting recognition. Like, oh dang, you're really good at this.
Right.
Same thing happened with the commercial
stuff. Okay.
So I can, like my first 5 jobs, like I was like, I never went to any class or any school, anything, So I was just kind of learning. I didn't even know how to pre-panel.
Would you go to a class?
I would.
Yeah.
I just haven't been to one.
Sure.
Right. But I would go to one.
Yeah.
Especially if it's for a commercial, because it's still stuff that I wish I feel like I could work on. Color changes, like I got to the point now where it's like, well, I know how to, with my background, like I know how to fully disassemble a car. Like I could get full coverage if I need to.
Yep. So so for YouTube, looking for color change and looking for insight and tips, tricks, all the stuff, that's pretty easy to find. But kind of to your point, so when you started commercial,
there's nothing.
There's nothing. Not really. I mean, Justin puts out a little bit.
There's a little bit, but it's behind a paywall.
Sure. Yeah.
Most of it, right?
Yeah.
So
well, his stuff is for sure.
Yeah.
Right. He ain't gonna give away nothing.
But there's like 0 reels where
right.
The way I edit. you know, where it's like I'm taking different angles, I'm doing different. Because why?
Well, I'm
You know,
saying
why
even
do
from an
people even
educational
care?
standpoint.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
educational point too.
Like
so
if you wanted to get on YouTube right now and see if you could find like how to wrap a commercial van, I doubt you can find it.
I put out that content. So I put out how to wrap a trailer. I put out how to wrap a commercial van. So I'm like, I'm kind of stepping into that area because just nothing there. And then I was like, these videos aren't gonna blow up. No one cares about commercial, but I just did it anyways. And those are like half of my million view videos.
Really?
Commercial stuff.
That
And
makes
it's just
sense.
like-
There's none of that out there.
My
There's
first
nothing.
one that popped off was us on a FedEx job,
Yeah.
rolling rivets.
And
Yeah.
it don't get any more fleet or commercial than that. That's like the most down and dirty commercial job you can do is a FedEx truck.
But I'll go and do like I'll make this like nice edit of like that like flows and like it,
Pull up that video. Pull up,
looks vibey.
Pull up that FedEx video.
and it will get nothing.
This is us standing on a scaffold with a cell phone just shooting a video. It ain't nothing special, but that video done really well. Now
People
I
just like to see stuff that they don't normally see though, and that's why I was trying to capitalize on with that. And
well,
but
I've seen. So I did a little bit of a deep dive on your YouTube stuff, and like it's not just that. Like you're giving away. Like I watched some of your like how to run a business, like how to price stuff. I think that was like one of your latest videos, and then it would go right back to how to install a fender or how to do a bumper or that. Sometimes it's just what you're doing that day. Right.
that's literally all it is. I don't try to overcomplicate the content. It's just what I'm doing that day.
There's no video because I think. Oh no, they put it back.
Yeah, America owns that stuff now. We can copyright stuff.
But yeah, it was just what 4.9 million views, 3.9 million views.
77,000 likes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's funny you talk about like the hate. Like I had people that we knew. I didn't know it at the time, but because they had all kinds of weird names on TikTok. But I had people that I knew that was like, yeah, I mean, I'd love to be able to mess around and play with my phone all day. But I got to stick stickers. Like bro, we're knocking out like 20 of these trailers a day. Or
I get
like,
dude, I get the same thing. Like I'll go live and literally there would be like some people in the chat where they're like, oh, you're going live? If I was a customer, I'd be mad. I was like, dude, I've been on this live stream for an hour and a half and I did the whole front bumper. There's some people who take like 4 hours just to do a front bumper.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been talking to y'all the whole time and reading comments. So it's like once I felt proficient to a point where, I could really show that side of live stream, that's when I started doing it.
Doing the
But
lives.
when I was taking 3 hours to do a bumper, like, no, I don't want to. I'm trying to focus. Like I'm messing up cuts.
Right.
I'm still learning. Like, so
I think that's why it worked for us in the beginning was because we had done so many, and most of it was in the racing industry. We had done so many race cars and had made those moves so many times. Like
It's like
it was
boring.
like you could close your eyes, and so like adding
you could
the
do content
Yeah.
while you're doing that now because
And it
it's
didn't
like
add anything crazy extra time to it.
And-
It really didn't change anything. And I know where he's going. That's another thing. Like I know I know what he's about to do. Let me grab my phone so I can catch this. Whereas if you're just trying to catch that stuff organically and you really don't know what's happening, it's hard, right? Like if we talked about earlier, if you were to hire a videographer to come in here and do video shots, you're going to be lucky for them to catch those real moments.
you gotta know.
You got to know a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
and the other
You
thing
actually gotta know a lot because when I do my videos, like I know exactly what parts I'm gonna film. That's how I don't over edit. Like
Well, that's where your
I'm
speed
gonna do this
comes
angle,
from.
I'm gonna do this back, this. I'm not just like, oh, where should I?
And I say that.
You know.
I mean, you even said it. It still takes you 3 hours to edit a video, right?
Or not reels. Reels I could do in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
But
you were
the
saying like a
YouTube
YouTube
videos,
videos,
yeah, those are.
But
those
even
are
still, like, and that's with you like thinking ahead and like saying, okay, this specific shot,
and the repetition.
right?
It's
So
like, well, I've done these
that's still a
videos
long-
so many times.
that's a
that
long time, man.
I know exactly what shots I'm gonna take.
people don't understand like the amount of time that goes into editing, dude. It's insane. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
because when you're first starting out, I was taking an hour to make a reel. But as I understood, like, okay, I just film a lot of stuff that I don't need.
Right.
Like I could film all my clips are like 15 to 30 second clips when you see those videos that are just changing like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, with We Print Wraps, that was the one thing that they saw. They were like, dude, like your content for commercial stuff stands out so much that we need you like to be sponsored because you know how to put out the correct content.
So they reach out to you and they like your stuff and they're like, hey, look, let's work on some sort of relationship, right? Were you in a place where you were considering using somebody like them for to produce graphics? Like,
I was already using them.
oh, okay, cool.
I was already full time using them.
Okay, so at any point had you thought about buying a printer, laminator, plotter?
Yeah, we bought one.
Did you?
It's sitting in front of the lobby. We don't touch it. We got a printer and a laminator.
Yeah, and don't use them. It's just
Same here.
It's just easier to outsource.
We got
It's
printer
just
and
me
laminator.
Dan.
Dude, the only thing we use it for is labels, and I get so like apprehensive of whenever somebody asks, "Hey, you could print that." Like, I don't want to, man. God.
Yeah, why? I mean, for that, we just outsource because, like, on top of everything I already do, is like, no, no. I'll hire somebody to learn how to do it, but then again, I don't care to hire anyone. It's just, I mean, we print so in the beginning, I get a lot of flack because if you don't know, I run the We Print Wraps page, right? I've been running it for 4 months, and you got a lot of people who come in.
when you say their page, like their social media stuff.
Yeah, their social media. So when
Now, is that part of the new business thing? Is that just
that was before the business.
Okay,
So yeah, I run their I'm on their page. So I run their page. I ran the Rap TV World too before we cut that off. But the object was growth and customer service, because when you have a company that big and you're dealing with all this stuff, like there's a lot of like with the new people and they don't know how to order and stuff. They get irritated and they're just like, how do you do this? How do you do this? And it's just like, oh, they suck because you can't respond. They don't have a phone number, all this. And it's like, well, dude, the people that's been in the industry that know how to order properly, like they're ordering every week.
sure?
And it's like,
So I mean, I think that alone right there, like that's good content, right? Like just being able to help. I know is good. Like, so we had to make videos on how to teach people how to put a knife tucker in. It's pretty straightforward on how to load a knife tucker, right? But I get it. The NT can be a little, if you pull it out too hard, you can pull all the stuff out and you got to put it back together.
yeah. And if you didn't make the videos, well, then your product's trash. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Half the people
It really-
trying to use it. So that's
Right. They'll be like, man, it ruined my knife. I'm like, it ruined your knife, or you pulled everything out of it? Because it's two different things. And but we made the videos. So, I think like something as simple as that, like just thinking about that, like, and it sounds like that's where your head's at, is like being customer centric. Like, how can we?
Yeah, and that's what we've been working on. So there are videos out. Okay. There is a website with all the questions that you're going to ask, but people don't care.
Right.
They still message the page like, how do I get a wrap? How much is this wrap? Mm-hmm. And it's just like, you get so many questions of people just like kind of window shopping, where it doesn't make any sense to assign a person to just take care of that because there's no money in it. So that's what that is. And
so essentially they're like online tire kickers.
Yeah.
They're not really going to buy anything. Mm-hmm. They really don't want anything. They're just kind of feeling it out, seeing what's going on.
Yeah. Or they'll send an email and do the same thing, waste your time.
Sure.
So that's why me and Trish was talking. We were trying to come up with something that can help like filter out all the simple questions like that. And that's when we started looking into AI and stuff like that. And so now there's going to be, I think we have put it on the website at this point, or it might be a little delayed, but it is coming. And it's going to be Luigi, which is like the mascot for We Print Wraps. So Luigi the Rap Bot. So that's going to answer all your questions that you need. Pretty much taking 10, 20 years of rap knowledge, experience, questions, and training the algorithm to be able to just answer all that stuff. So if you have a simple question, like it'll answer it for you. Like, what's the square footage of my Corvette? So I could get the pricing of, because I could tell you it's $5.27 per square foot.
But you
don't know how to get the square footage of your car. So maybe you could ask the Rap Bot and they'll tell you the square footage and what it could possibly be.
Gotcha.
You know,
at least it'll get you close, right? Like it's going to give you a range.
So it's going to be helping you out, And then as we see how that goes, we're going to run it on our page. I'm going to try to funnel a lot of those questions over to the Rap Bot. And if it does really good, then there's in the works, we possibly might do an app where it's like, okay, so instead it could do the stuff for that on the website, but through the app, it's like if you're a newer installer and you're like, you take a picture of a corner, how do I get this corner to be perfect? Maybe it plays like a little 10-second clip of me showing you how to hook around the corner and trim, or maybe if you're like, where should I order my material? Like it'll give you a list of the manufacturers to order from, or, you know, stuff like that. So it'll have all those questions and stuff already programmed in it. So it'll be able to help you just work your way through it as a newer installer, because not everybody goes to a class as soon as they, you know, or maybe they just get to buy and they're just messing around. They just want to know how to wrap their first hood or something like that. So
kind of help them navigate through that process. Is it
like your little wrap assistant?
So for you with doing YouTube, and then so you're learning on YouTube, you're posting on YouTube, and then now you have these opportunities to be able to monetize. I'm assuming through YouTube.
I'm monetized on YouTube.
Yeah, monetized on YouTube, and then now you're monetizing it B2B with, you know, working with We Print Wraps, right? So you're helping them there. At any point, does it become a conflict of interest, or like, you know, it's kind of like as soon as I said something about Justin, you were like, oh, there's a paywall there. Like, is that something that you look at for training? Like, is it, or is it just like give it all away? Just make it available for free, or?
So with me, my content is always going to be my content. I'm always going to put out what I put out. Personally. There's nobody that would ever, you know, stop me from putting out what I want to put out. Now,
you don't think there's an opportunity that could get you to stop doing it?
I mean, if there's an opportunity that's going to pay me, well, that replaces, you know, the money I would make on YouTube. So yes, of course, just like with We Print Wraps.
Well, I got to ask, because some people, you know, I get funny about it, man. Somebody starts messing around when like saying, hey, you shouldn't post that on your personal stuff. It's
money's
like,
king, dude.
That's it.
Like at the end of the day, we're all running a business. If you are giving me an opportunity that's going to help me scale my income, well, then I don't have to put this type of information out on YouTube. If you're gonna give me $1,000, $2,000 a month to create a course where you could sell and I get a percentage or something like I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And like my content that I always want to put out is just like the daily stuff of like, okay, I'm wrapping a Porsche, ASMR. Cool. I could just do that. The stuff where you see me like how to make 100K run the wrap business, that's rare. Like that's far and few in between when I make videos like that, because I need to make a script. I need to make all the. It's just too much time. Yeah. When I get bored, like I think I probably made that like during the winter or something when I was bored, or when I had a week off. Like I can't sit still, so I'm like, okay,
let's do it.
All right, AI, ChatGPT, how do I? Okay, give me a script and
but I think it helps. I mean, I guess I can ask, right? Like, do you think that you doing things like that help open up opportunities working with big people like We Print Wraps? Like, I would think so.
Like I said, with We Print Wraps, like when I started taking the editing serious and I moved into commercial, and I you know, just the process of learning everything and trying to showcase that online, like that's how they found me. They would have never found me without it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I hear you. So then what is that? So the new business, it sounds like it's kind of similar to what you're offering them as a service.
Mm-hmm. So since I started with them, they were kind of like the ones who kickstarted me starting the new business, along with my business partner, the Dan that runs We Wrap.
Okay.
So we're in that business together. So that's our first business together that we actually have. I was like, man, like when she asked me, she was like, my dashboard is at 500K. I need for it to be over 1 million, like monthly.
And this is views.
Yeah, views.
Okay. So specifically on YouTube or just?
No, it's on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, more views, more traffic, more people ordering your product.
Sure, that makes sense.
So, yeah, I was like, yeah, you know, I wasn't sure if I could, but I was like, I understand content. Like, my dashboard is over 1 million.
Sure.
So, if, you know, I believe I could take your brand over 1 million.
Take what I'm doing over here, implement it to your stuff. It should
literally the same way. Now, I mean, cause you know how it is. Pain is Dead, the Rap Showcase, We Print Raps. It's just like a reposting of content, changing music. But I take it a step further and I do like micro edits to people's videos that might have done their video. Not that they've done their video wrong, but
might do it justice.
Yeah,
It
but
could pump it up a little bit, make it a little better. There's
so like
nothing wrong with that.
if your video is 45 seconds long and I know, okay, the threshold is 31 seconds because under 30 seconds you need 90% viewership, but over 31 seconds you need 70% viewership. But if you keep dragging it out too long, you get less views and it doesn't go viral. Well, then I'll do stuff like that. Like I'll trim it down or I'll make like more cuts, make it cut to like a beat or something like that. And then that's where we get the viral hits. And that's how I got it to 10 million or 12 million a month versus her wanting it at 1 million a month. So it's like 10 times what you asked for. So yeah, I think she's got like 30,000 followers within the last 3 months too.
Hell yeah. Nice. Good
So
job.
yeah, it was like, I think the page was like at 49K when I got it. And now it's 81K. So
Yeah.
doing good. Just had a hit that was 25 million. Little Patrick Rim rap.
Pull that up. Pull it
Yeah, I'll
up.
pull that up.
Yeah. Let's take a look at it. And Dashboard is sitting at 12.3 million. So I mean, I think
That's got to feel good, man.
yeah, man. And it's like, cause it's like, dude, YouTube University. Learn it all, and it's like anybody could do it. And I feel like, and I don't hide any of it. Like if you want to, that's why I'm telling you, like, yeah, the first 3 seconds is important. The music is important because as we expand the industry, more people learn about raps, we all get more jobs.
Sure.
So that's how I view it. Like that's why I don't gatekeep any of the information.
So you're looking at it like the more viewership obviously is, we're limited just in this little rap industry of who we can touch, right? And I guess too, looking back, like I remember when you were at SEMA, there were some videos that you did that were actually the majority of the videos that you did like out on the floor with people or out in the parking lot, wherever you were at, they really weren't rap people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like they were other people in the industry. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I just feel like I've seen like several videos where you were with like people that were like working with them on a truck build or just a cool car build that maybe they weren't necessarily.
There were people who came to SEMA, but they put raps on their car.
Right.
But they work on trucks or they work on like off-road cars and stuff like that. And it's just like showing like, yo, we're everywhere. And like this is an industry that if we just promote it more and more people see it, well, why does it say 8 mil?
Which one? Which one are you talking about?
The first one.
Oh, it says 25 mil on my phone. Maybe it's not accounting the Facebook views too.
Let's get some volume up here.
Yeah, that's a good video.
Literally that video, I think it was too long and I clipped it in half and then it went viral.
So
That's so funny.
The original video didn't go viral.
The original video didn't go as viral as that one.
I got you. That's funny. So yeah, you just go in and just. So have you ever had, or do you think there'll ever be an issue with reposting content?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an issue. I run into it all the time. Yeah. I
People
mean,
get in touch with and be like, hey, don't do my shit like that.
well, no, if you give people credit, people normally aren't the problem. It's the AI algorithms. Like if it just catches on, when you start to go really viral, like you start to get the million views and it's like, well, all this person is doing is reposting. And then it's like, okay, you need to take these last 5 down. So just the other day I had to take 5 down and now we're doing, we're remixing. So it's like, well, obviously this is their video. We remixed it.
Right.
So there's no reason for you to say it's a
pull it.
duplicate or
Right.
something like that. So it's kind of like, I feel like remixing is given more credit too, because it's not, nobody has to read the little caption to see who did it.
Who did it.
It just automatically
It's
shows
on
on
there.
the video.
Yeah.
So I like that better. But
So
yeah, that's
you-
one of the changes I had to make because the algorithms on you, man.
Yeah.
It's on you.
You as a content creator, how do you feel about that? How, like, people like Pain is Dead, the Rap Showcase.
I think it's fine. So what most people don't notice, and if you get upset about people sharing your content, I think some of these there's a lot of these pages like in the Mr. Rap or something like that. There's some of these pages who don't give you credit. That sucks.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. But as soon as you tag somebody or put their name in the caption and you repost it, the algorithm understands that you're sharing somebody else's content, and it can reignite your old video because it gives some of those views back over to your page.
Sure.
Like it literally tells us like you gave credit to such and such, they will receive most of the views. So if you got a video that got like 5 million views and then I reignite it, it could go to like 8 million. So it's actually a net positive for you.
So it shouldn't, as a creator, it should be a good thing. Like
as long as somebody's tagging you and saying your name like that as a creator, it should be a good thing.
Is there a line though? Is there a point where it's like, because I get a little funny about it sometimes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, because I'll hear people talk about it like that. They're building a brand off of everybody else. Yeah, you know what I mean? And maybe not so much We Print Wraps. We Print Wraps it makes sense.
Yeah, because it's like it's tied with so we print wraps, so we like to showcase mainly people who are doing like custom printed wraps, even though it's not enough of that content. That's why we go over to the color change sometimes.
Sure. Well, there's a direct path, right? Like obviously, like you can see why they're doing it, and then like you said, that person that we're sharing their content's at net positive. Mm-hmm. So it's good.
And some of them are using our company to print their wraps anyways. So they're just like, oh, do it.
Right.
And we reached out to a lot of people. We're like, hey, you're cool with us using your content. And it's like, cool. For the most, everybody's cool. I think I ran into like 2 people that were like, hey, take this down.
Really?
And it's like, okay. And I will never post your stuff again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So well, I've heard the conversation, right? Like, I mean, you hear, and it's generally older people that are just like, hey, man, like, what y'all doing? What are you, not necessarily We Print Wraps, but that style of like sharing or reposting somebody's video. I think I don't know. I get funny about it, man. I'm like on the fence both ways, right?
Yeah, I think so my main thing, but this is coming from somebody who understands content and how it helps you.
Sure.
If given the right, through the right pages, there's maybe like 3 pages that I'm cool with reposting my stuff. Like Pain is Dead, the Rap Showcase, maybe We Print Wraps. But some of these other newer pages, like they don't give you credit, and it's kind of just like, there's really no point to it. It's like the Rap Case, the Rap Showcase, we're showcasing rappers' work.
Sure.
All right, Pain is Dead. It's like the biggest brand, dude.
Right.
You want them to shout you out.
Yeah, and that's where I think the Rap Showcase plays in a funny space. Mm-hmm. I think he has to be really careful with what he does.
Yeah. Right,
because Pain is Dead, they built their stuff on a brand, right? And it's kind of a lifestyle brand, right? Like we're all like, even if you love them or hate them, it's like a nostalgia. They've been around for so long. It's like there's just something to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and they're, we're working with them to, have you seen the shows thing? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're gonna do a show with them. Pretty pumped about that. I think I'm excited. I think
that's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be cool, right? But I think even that is like, I think that part of that is one, Austin seeing an opportunity there to be able to do that. But the other thing is like, I haven't said this yet. Well, I've said it to Josh, but I don't count. But I'm thinking that like
I'm a person too.
I think my first episode is gonna be called like Resurrection or something like that. Like bringing Pain is Dead back to life and kind of bringing it, like making it meaningful and like showing that like there's like these are real people. Like this isn't just a repost and reshare thing, because I think that's kind of what it turned into, right? Like it was just like.
More so. See, I really like We Print Wraps and Pain is Dead because we do a lot more collaborations,
right? Yeah.
So it's like, it's like Rap Wednesday or Rap of the Week Wednesday, stuff like that. I like the collaborations in that sense. I like now that I'm actually, those are the 2 people. Those are my people.
Yeah.
Those are because they're they both work together and we're all
Yeah.
So. Being with that, like, I don't mind them reposting my content, but now I feel like maybe like a little more defensive of like the smaller people who don't give credit and stuff like that, just reposting your stuff because they're reposting it just for like clout and stuff, then to grow their pages.
That's kind of where my mind goes, right? Like it's all intention.
Yeah,
I feel like Austin means well. Mm-hmm. And he's really trying, like, because he doesn't get paid for any of that stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He really does.
YouTube.
I don't think is he
I don't know if
monetizing?
I think he is monetized.
Is he?
But I don't know if he's reposting the reels on YouTube.
What kind of following has he got on YouTube? It can't be massive. I know his Instagram is strong.
No, I don't think YouTube's that big.
It can't be, right?
But I think he's monetized from like his videos and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Instagram doesn't pay. You can get 70, 80 million views on Instagram. You probably won't make a cent.
Really?
So I haven't made a single dime.
Like way.
All the views I got, even the views with We Print Rap, dude probably pushed out like 60 million views this last 3 months.
So what's the?
You didn't get paid for it. You don't get paid. Instagram
I didn't
doesn't
know
pay
that.
anything.
So there's not like a creator.
There is, but it doesn't pay anything. You could get, I'm monetized on Instagram, don't make anything. We Print Raps is monetized on Instagram, don't make anything. YouTube is where I make all my money. I don't have TikTok, Facebook, all that. I just kind of wanted to hyper focus on providing value through like YouTube.
Sure.
And then Instagram is just like, well, that's where I blew up. And I feel like Instagram is really a space where you could kind of lock in clients.
Sure.
So it's just like a digital portfolio for me. So I still post there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you kind of have to. It's almost like LinkedIn. Like it's like
TikTok I feel like TikTok's just entertainment. There's no true value behind, unless you become massive like Jay the Rap Specialist, and it's like, okay, well, you can pull in brands. And then
yeah, because I just seen he did the Mountain Dew thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, Pain is Dead YouTube is only at 4.5 thousand, and the last time they posted was a year ago.
So that's what I mean. I wouldn't.
Oh, I think you're just talking about the Rap Showcase YouTube.
Oh,
No,
really?
I was talking about Pain is Dead.
Oh, Pain is Dead. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but see now that's what I mean. I think Tony, he's got to be careful, man, because he's playing in a space where his following is big enough that he's recognized. They can see him, right? We can see him. We all see him, right? But you got to respect that space, man, because at the end of the day, you're just sharing other people's stuff, right? And he does his own kind of content too. He puts a little bit of that in there, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, the idea is to showcase the raps, right?
Yeah, and
So-
the algorithm will crack down,
Oh yeah.
and it cracks down.
For
You gotta alter the video somehow, or I more so don't even mind the stuff where it's like, somebody in the bottom corner doing a voiceover, like, dang man, he
Sure.
really killed his job with the way he lays this into whatever.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, just a simple reaction video,
Yeah.
right? Like that
Reaction videos are probably the best thing to do with those, but you gotta find somebody that's gonna do it every day.
Sure.
You gotta find somebody that's gonna be the face of your brand.
Yeah, and I feel like you have to give like actual valuable, like,
insight. You gotta find an installer who's doing it every day and has the time to go do reactions for you every single day, twice a day if you're posting twice.
Well, and there's a fine line there, right? Because when you find the right person, they don't need to be too critical. Like I was with Justin Pate one night and we were talking about it, and I was like, "Come on, let's do a reaction video. This will be fun." He was like, I don't know, man. He was like,
people are sensitive.
He's like, that's
their
not
work.
That's not
It's
my
their
space,
craft.
man. I
Yeah.
don't, I can't. I'm not going to be critical of somebody like that, like just on the fly. And I was like, interesting. Like that's and I get it. Like he's got way more to lose than me or.
And I do them. I do them on YouTube.
Do you?
I don't do them on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do them on Instagram, and I don't even I'm normally positive, or I'm positive, or I'm asking the question like, "Would you do this? Would you?"
I've seen.
wrap your wheels
I think you
in?"
do good with them.
Stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
I
I'm
like
never That's the thing that gets you when it comes to monetization. That's the thing that gets you knocked off or gets you flagged, is being negative about someone's
Somebody
stuff
else's
or
stuff.
talking
Sure.
junk. Then the algorithm be like, all right, you're pissing people off, and
Right.
stop doing that.
Yeah. I think we've been flagged a few times on here, right, for stuff, but I think all of it for the most part is pretty harmless. We don't, there obviously like the cussing stuff, like we got to be careful with that, and but I think for the most part it's been pretty laid back. You know what I mean? Like there's not a ton of pressure. Like I don't know. We don't. Well, music sometimes too. Like we'll pull up music stuff, and that's
Yeah, I gotta be careful with those too. But some people do like the music sharing. I know 2 of my YouTube videos, 2 of them with the most views right now, I'm not even monetized for because I put the wrong music, but it's just part of the learning process
Right.
from,
So I was
beginning.
on the way. I just went to PA for a training, and then on the way back, I was listening to Oliver Anthony and Joe Rogan's podcast. Really, really good podcast. Pretty interesting. But in there, he was talking about how when his first big song, Richmond, when it popped off, he took and a lot of it had to do with TikTok reaction videos. So he was saying that like he has to hire, because it's music, he has to hire this company, and this company, they handle like the global reach of the content. And so in his contract, he put in there that he wanted to be able to kind of whitelist a group of people that was like, you know, we're not taking anything from those guys, right? Because those guys helped me out in the beginning, and they kind of did the reaction videos, and it gave us this huge launch.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to make it to where we don't make any money off of those people. And that company told him no. They were like, no, we don't do that. That's not an option. So he ended up switching. And I don't know what it cost that company, but I guarantee it cost them a ton. They lost a ton of money because they weren't willing to give up just the TikTok influencers, the money that the TikTok influencers were going to make off of that song.
Who are you talking about? I was in the bathroom.
You're fine. So Oliver Anthony did I watched his podcast with Rogan, and it was wild. Like he was talking about, just like I said, the whole whitelisting thing. Like he just wanted to clear a certain group of people and allow them to do the videos with the content. And that company said, no, we don't do that. That's unheard of. You don't do that. And so he switched companies, and he explains how he was using like a TikTok centric company now that like, that's what they do.
Okay.
And so for them, it wasn't a big deal, but it was all just around the music, not even the creation or any like, and to his point, it was just like, I just don't want to take their money.
Yeah.
They're helping me. Like I'm not like, I should be paying them to make these videos, but they want to make this video and they're going to make money off of that video. So just give them all the money. And that company was like, nah, we don't do that. That's not how this works. We're going to get our cut. And it's like, dang, dude, like that's crazy that like, realistically, that's some of the best marketing for, I would think, for music, right? I mean, to be able to go viral on TikTok with a new song, it's got to be huge.
Yeah, because it's some stuff. I mean, like I said, you put those videos on YouTube, if it realizes who it is for the video, well, now my video is being split, so I'm sharing ad revenue with whoever made the song.
Right.
And it's like, so now I had to like go on YouTube, download their playlist, because all the music that they have on YouTube, they have free music you can use where it's not going to get hit.
Right.
But if you use the music from CapCut, well, you might be sharing revenue, or it might just get completely unmonetized.
How did that work with Justin, Josh, when we did the Young Dolph stuff? Wasn't there like a
100%. They were probably like, nope.
Oh yeah, there's no way that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'd have to.
Didn't we post something? They took it down almost immediately. It was something.
Was it on YouTube?
No, I mean we played a. No, they haven't taken anything down.
Yeah,
they just ask you if you want to take the music out or omit that section.
Or it's just like a simple copyright where it's not like, I don't think it's like a strike against you, but you can't make money off of it.
Yeah, they're not going to play the music. It's got to come out either way, however you want to do it. But I think with the Justin Norton thing, it would probably be something as simple as getting in contact with him, since he is so close with those guys, like
PRE,
and getting.
Well, when he was here, that's what he said.
Permission.
Because I asked him, I was like, "Hey, are we
but I don't necessarily
use Dolph stuff," and he was like, "Yeah, of course, you're good." And I was like, "Are you sure?" Because we're going to use it. If you're telling me we got permission to use it.
But we really don't need to make money off of. No. I mean, if a video doesn't has any kind of copyright thing, I don't need it.
Yeah.
You know,
we had some. There wasn't like I don't know. We
played Prince.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, they didn't like that. Had to pull Prince. And it was all of it too, right? It took all of that audio out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And it was like a very short, it wasn't much of a Prince song. It was just like a little.
We played over 30 seconds of it.
In the song world. It's like,
yeah, we're just on. That's pretty much,
song.
This podcast becomes really quickly just three dudes just sitting and listening to Prince.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it goes that direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, this one stayed on track pretty good. So,
yeah, we're doing good.
The We Print Rap stuff. So, is that something, I mean, with you working with them, and that's got to eat up quite a bit of your time. Is that something?
No, like I said, I could edit reels in like 10 minutes. In the beginning, like getting the process down, trying to figure out what stories are getting the most viewership, like what reels I need to be posting to help them go viral, stuff like that. But now that I understand, I hyper obsess with stuff until I get the process down. Now that I have the process, it doesn't take me long at all. It's not a hindrance to my day. I wake up in the morning, I do it, cool. I go on lunch break, I do it, done. Yeah.
That's cool.
And now it's just like I said, it went from a sponsorship to where it's just like I'm on payroll. So I'm just like, content manager / customer service type of situation.
You like it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It helps offset the taxes and stuff like that. So
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's big. I just, we talked about it a little bit, like working with brands, like just having to like choose that pathway of like what that looks like. And I think We Print Wraps, they've been around long enough. They're big enough that I think it's a kind of a safe play, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not doing anything crazy.
No, I feel like it's a safe play. Like I don't know any other print company.
Sure.
And it's not like a color change stuff.
Right.
It's literally like printing decals, perforated film, custom wrap, stuff like that.
Sure.
So that's what the contract was based on. And then it's like I negotiated to where I could be working there, because when it started out, I was just receiving like the free wraps and stuff like that. And like,
which is still, that's huge.
Which is good. But for me personally, it just didn't work for me. And I voiced that. And I feel like anybody who's in a situation where it's like, okay, working with this brand or that brand or what deal they're offering you, voice what you want because they want you for a reason. So I was just like, I just want to be on payroll and I just want to work there versus like receiving free wrap because I don't know when I'm doing a custom printed job. I might have one this month, but not next month. And then I'm putting in all this work and it's not.
Well, it makes it easy, right? Mm-hmm. Now
it's just make it simple.
Yep.
Payroll, and I handle all the management and customer service. And
well,
stuff.
and you can show your performance, right? Like you said, like it went from, what'd you say, 50K to $1 million?
Yeah, 500K to
500K.
Like it stayed above 12 million for like the last 3 months.
Sure. And
so
do you see any reason for that to change? Do you feel pretty confident that that'll stay?
No, I mean that's just me understanding content and finding good installers who put out good content and showcasing that.
Are you on that? Pretty consistent?
Yeah. That's probably the time of it,
Sure.
Before I go to sleep, I'll just doom scroll and I'm like, all right, that's a good one. Let me put that over here. 2 videos for tomorrow. And then, and it's not like I'm not out here like trying to show favoritism. I'm literally scrolling the log, like whatever people are putting out. And I
asked Austin one time how he done it. And he's the same thing. He was like, that's the part that nobody sees. He was like, he's like, and it has to quality check. Like
sometimes you might be scrolling. Sometimes I can scroll for 2 minutes and it's like, cool, nice.
That's
but
the
then
one.
Sometimes it's like
2 hours.
Oh, nobody did commercial wraps this week?
Sure.
Okay, well, scrolling for 30 minutes couldn't find anything. So let me try to find a color change. And then it needs to be viral and it needs to be edited properly or it needs to, And then now with the remixing, I can't change the music. So now the music needs to be tasteful and stuff like that. So it's a little bit harder now. So yeah. And you can't edit either with the remix. So it's your original video and your original music. So now I have to scroll twice as much to find something like worth reposting.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, that's intense because that could.
So it's an actual job. It's like a legit job.
Yeah.
Like WePrintWraps.com. Like that's it's like legit. And I feel like yeah, man. I mean, whether it's a sponsorship or you working directly with the brand on growing it, I like being actual part of the brand because now it's like, okay, well, now I can help influence things. Like if I went through, when I came through and I couldn't understand the customer service part of it, well, now I can help those people who are like, man, I don't get this. Like, how can you do this? So now I'm like making the company better from my view from the outside. Because when you're working inside the company, you don't see all the issues that people are having trying to get the product. So I'm kind of like bridging that gap and making it even better. And I can relay my concerns to the team, and there's things we could work on and fix, like the AI bot. So yeah, I think it's all coming together. And
Yeah, no, that's cool. That makes it too. It's kind of just having that real life experience, right? Like you're doing. I mean, you obviously you're using the website, right? Like you're putting orders in, you're going through it, so you know where your pain points are. And then it's like you've got this surplus of other people that are going through the same thing, and you can hear them out and say, okay, I hear you, and then you can translate that over to Trish and Bryce, right? Like that's your go-to.
Yeah,
that's cool. Is that they got a pretty big team, or I have to imagine the amount of wraps they're putting out. It's got to be pretty.
Not too big.
And they're based out of Arizona, I think, right?
Yeah, I think max like 10 people.
Okay.
I haven't actually been to the facility, but when we talk, it seems like it's like not too many designers, like 4 or 5 designers. It's them, and I think it's like around 10. It's not like this crazy operation that people think it is, and it's like this is still a small business too.
Sure.
They're just putting out a high amount of printed wraps, and as we grow, and it's like it's hard to find people too. So they were so happy when they found me, because they're like, dude, like we don't have to micromanage, and you actually understand everything that's going on. That's why we're cool with like you wanting to work here and be hired. Like, yes, because it's hard when you have a small business and you're like, I struggle to find people that I could hire to wrap, because it's like, dude, people don't take the trade as serious as you do.
So are you there? Are you there in your career where you're like, hey, it's time to start hiring people? Yeah.
I've been there. Yeah. I've been there. And it's like, well, there were like 12 wrap shops out there. And then, like I said, we put a bunch of people out of business. So it's like 6 now. And out of that, like, we still have like all of our competition. And I'm not just to talk down on people, but it's like, if somebody's used to wrapping a box truck, of course they don't know how to wrap a Porsche.
Right.
So I'll have a lot of jobs where our competition will come over, their car will come over, like a Porsche or something. I think I got to do next week, or he took it to the wrong person. Not everything's peeling back, or like there's blade marks and stuff like that. And it's like, well, I can't hire anybody with experience in my area because it's a small town. Nobody knows how to do it. So I would have to literally train somebody and hope that they don't take that knowledge and try to start a business.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's the part I'm working with now, and what we're trying to work to, because we tried to start a shop in Charlotte, which we're probably still going to do, because there's more installers out there, and it's probably a little bit easier to get people to work for you, versus just being in the country where nobody knows how to do it.
Well, Charlotte's competitive. So the problem with the Charlotte area that we found was like there are established businesses that can really take care of their employees. And that's because that's what it boils down to. Is like you really have to be able to service that person, right? And so forever we would hire them as subcontractors, right? So, no insurance, no time off, none of that stuff. Well, then, so an easy way to, steal one of our guys was offer them that stuff. That's all you had to do. It really wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a huge thing to be able to get somebody that worked with us, because it was like, and especially if they had like some sort of schedule or something, because with us, it was just, we'd done everything that came through the door, and so we do it all the time. And so then they don't have a schedule, right? So then it's like, well, they're just so like, there's so many little things that you can offer somebody to make it a good opportunity to keep them a lot longer, but just little things, you know what I mean? Like, just like I said, insurance and paying time off and just being able to schedule some stuff and like provide, like for us, again, like as contractors are going in and out of different places, maybe provide them with a vehicle, or like, in a shop, there's a whole lot of stuff you can control. You know what I mean? Like if somebody comes in here, you can tell them what time to be here. You can tell them what they're going to work on. Like everything is so much more controlled. But as a contract installer, it's feast or fathom. Like when the work's there, you work hard, and when it's not, you don't.
Yeah, and I think that was that's my pain point with trying to find somebody to hire, because I've been through the process. I was the contractor somewhere where I was out in California, dude. I was making like $16 an hour. I didn't even know I had to pay taxes at the end of the year. I'm like, bro, I'm in here making like $12 an hour. I was like, yeah, I'm starting my own business. I was like, what's the...
You already are.
I literally, like, you already are.
Yeah.
But why not officially start my own business and let them subcontract me to work and I control the pricing versus me just like, oh yeah, I work for you, but I don't work for you,
Right.
but you're paying me hourly.
Yeah, I just had this conversation with somebody the
Like-
other day. They were like, "Oh, you're considered a subcontractor employee." No, that's two separate things. I mean, it's not the same. There's a huge gap there. Either you're a subcontractor or you're an employee, and there's benefits that come with being a subcontractor, and there's benefits that come with being an employee.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to
People that are trying to stuff you into both of those boxes are trying to take advantage of you.
And they did. And that's what I didn't understand. I thought I was an employee, but turns out I was a contractor.
Sure.
And no insurance, none of that. Had to be there
no benefits,
at the specific time they told me to.
yeah.
I had a pay rate. You know, that's an employee.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the year, I'm paying taxes. So I was like, I'm just starting my own business, you know, and I'll work with whatever shop I want to work with, and I'll tell them when I want to work.
I'll set my time, I'll
yeah.
set my pay, and I'll
And what-
use the tools I want to use.
And once that curtain's opened up, there's no going back.
Yeah, you can't. It's just
And that's the part. It's like, well, how do I hire? You know, like I said, me and Dan are trying to bring it all together, but it doesn't make sense to bring it all together if you can't really hire people, which is very hard to do in our industry.
Yeah, and you kind of, I personally get to the point where like I know that I'm gonna, if I hire somebody that can do what I do on the install side, that if I pay them anything less than what I'm willing to take myself, then I'm not doing them justice. I'm doing wrong by them, but
well, it's value, right? Like
at least that's the way I.
it's value.
perceive it.
It's what kind of value can you bring them, right? If they don't have to pay for the building, they don't have to pay for the insurance, they don't have to pay for the tools, they don't have to go out and look for the work. All they got to do is show up and stick. That's a different conversation, right? If they're doing all those things, then obviously, yeah, they should be paid as a subcontractor. You're not an employee, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's just being able to bring somebody value and really making sure that that's the type of value that they're looking for, right?
Yep.
Because if a guy comes to you and they're looking to own their own business and you're looking to hire an employee, that's two different conversations.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of look at it more as like, okay, if we do this, like, it's just a contractor hub where we provide the jobs and we have people who are good come in and do the jobs, and that's just what it is.
I think
You know?
I think a lot of entrepreneurs get caught in that trap, and it's kind of like what Josh was saying. Like you feel like you're taking advantage of somebody because they could go out and make more money. The difference is there's not a lot of people out there that have the discipline to be able to organize in such a way that you can be sustainable, right? 92% of small businesses fail. The reason that they fail is because those people don't know how to run a business. So that this lie that they tell themselves that, oh, I can go out there and do this on my own, the likelihood of you making it is 7% in 5 years.
Exactly. Like, are you going to learn the marketing? Are you going to go lease the building? Are you going
You
to
may think you will.
argue with the customers?
You may
know?
think you will, right?
It's
And
a lot simpler together.
It is.
And that's why I like working with Dan, and I'm like, yeah, maybe this could be
well, and
a
same thing
thing.
with like We Print Wraps, right? It's the same thing for you. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about producing the graphics. You don't have to worry about finding the customers. You don't.
Just play my role.
You play your role.
Play my role.
Yep. And if you're good at it, then they'll pay you accordingly. You know what I mean? And you don't have to want more than that, right?
Yeah.
Like, but there's also, and again, from an entrepreneurial spirit, there's nothing wrong with you wanting more than that.
Yeah.
Right. That's okay too. Right. But it's just knowing that, like going into it and just being upfront with yourself. Another thing is that shit changes too. You know what I mean? Like that's, me and Josh were talking about this the other day that like, I was at RapsCon a few years ago and there was somebody that I can't remember who it was, but it was one of the panels, right? They do the panels. Have you seen those where they'll have like 10 of the people from the industry and they'll, people can ask them questions and it seems pretty consistent that people would say, well, how do I break off into the rap industry? And they would say, well, go to work for somebody. Well, if you're looking just to get into the industry, going to work for somebody sounds good. But if you're looking to own your own business in the industry, that's a completely different pathway, in my opinion, right? Because the likelihood of you coming to me and you saying, hey, I want to start my own business in the same town doing the same thing, I'm not going to be eager to help you launch that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just not, right? And so, but now if you're looking to work for a company and just install, maybe I can help facilitate that. Right? Maybe like, hopefully I can bring you enough value that you'll want to stick around and right. So then it just positions you differently. And I think giving people the advice of saying, just go to work for somebody, that transition from like, working from that person to going out and doing your own thing, it's a freaking rocky one, man. It can be ugly, and it doesn't have to be, right? Like there's plenty of courses out there. There's freaking YouTube, right? Like you said, like that's where you got your start, really.
Yeah.
You know, so like that's a good option. Like if you can stay alive, right? If you can go out and work a job that you know.
It's tough, and honestly, it wouldn't have happened for me if I didn't if I wasn't a disabled vet, because of course, you know, I get paid for disability and stuff. So I was living off of the disability.
How does that work? I would assume like
you get a percentage. So anywhere from 10 to 100%, 100% being like almost $4,000.
Oh, wow.
And I'm sitting right at 80. So it's like,
but that means
2,300.
That means you can't work though, right? Like at 100?
No, that doesn't mean you can't work.
Okay.
Now, if let's say you got disabled for
because we had
depression, you wanted to kill yourself.
There we go.
Well, now you can't work with firearms or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can't work with certain stuff.
Yeah.
Or if your back is messed up, where you're not going to be able to work for a moving company.
Okay.
Or they're going to take
so
your
there
disability.
are stipulations.
Yeah, they're going to know and take your disability. So yeah, well, what I do is like, well, I could perfectly do what I do.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah. And it doesn't
disability
affect any of your
No,
okay.
so
I got you. That's cool.
If anything, like having your own business, you could. I don't feel good today. I'm going home. You know.
Sure.
Versus at a job, you're just like.
And like you said earlier, like being able to control like what you eat, when you eat, how you work out, all that stuff. Like all that's got to play all that's good for your health, right?
Yeah.
So that's got to be good too. So yeah, we had another guy that came in here, Mike. He was I think he was in the Army, military, whatever. And then and I think he's disabled as well. And I just still didn't really completely understand it, because I always felt like maybe that you're running under the radar or something. I don't know, like maybe you're cheating the system or something. But
there are people who do,
obviously, right?
Obviously
yeah,
do.
right. But I just thought everybody did. What you're saying makes perfect sense.
No.
I get it. Yeah.
Everybody, like I literally, like I have a colonoscopy in a month. Like they literally see my condition and they literally treat it. And I get medicine and all that stuff for it. So
I got you.
There's people out there who actually got stuff going on, but there are a lot of people out there who just, I'm gonna get disability because I can.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Now they have to hide. Nothing's wrong with their back, but they can't work jobs where, whatever. And if they're at the gym lifting and they get caught, well, then their disability gets took and stuff like that.
I gotcha. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I didn't realize it worked like that.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better. Now, all those people.
No, there's some people out there that's just legit,
Well, I just meant more like the system is set up. It sounds like the system is a little bit better set up to help you succeed, I guess is what I'm saying. Like they're not trying to take it, like obviously like you were in there, something happened, and now you have to deal with it. And they're saying, okay, we'll support you because we were a part of that. And I think that's cool. I think it's what it should be.
I mean, and honestly, I probably should have 100%. I do have. There are people I know that have nothing wrong with them and they have 100%.
Sure.
So yeah, the system does get taken advantage of sometimes, but it's just how it is. They fight. They're not just going to give you money easy. Right. So you got to go to your appointments. You got to take your medicine. You got to, something gets worse, then they'll pay you more.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hopefully it doesn't get worse. Right?
Yeah. I want it to get worse. No. They told me for me to be at 100%, my colon would have to come out. And I was like, well, that's not going to happen. So I'm never going to be at 100%. So,
So you say you're completely out now. You're out of the military, so you don't do anything with that.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. So glad.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, the military, it did a lot for me. It taught me a lot. I was just some wild kid. And the military gave me a lot of discipline, gave me a lot of focus. It helped me to lock in on, trading, investing, business, taxes, like all that stuff. That's when I was locking in. And it was good for that, but just the day-to-day life of it, just it's not ideal.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I mean obviously nobody wants to. You don't want to have an army or military, right? Like I'm on this big kick where it's like I hope as a civilization that we don't have to go to that, resort to that. You know what I mean?
Stuff's getting pretty rough
now. I know.
Stuff's getting pretty wild.
It sucks. So, but that's why we have it, right? Like that's why it's there. But anyway, so we're probably getting close here, but I want to, What does the future look like?
Future for me.
Because you got a couple different things going,
Yeah.
right? And there was as you walked in here, we were kind of talking a little bit, and you were like, "I'm done with the weekends."
Yeah.
I'm done with the weekends.
So weekends are going away. Like I said, there may be a point at which we just merge the businesses. We RJ Wraps, and just do one thing and try to, see how that looks with having employees. I've been talking to Trish. There may be some not color change, but there may be like some commercial vinyl install classes coming out at her facility. Might be doing those sooner than later. Just still working through the details on that.
What's your take on that? Are you saying like you would go in and do the trainings?
Yeah. So it'd be more so like, we got a BMW getting a cool custom leopard print wrap or something like that. Cause, I know there's commercial classes, but just more so some of like the fun stuff,
Sure.
To kind of offer for people to get hands on.
But is that in your wheelhouse? Like, are you?
Yeah, I'm very comfortable now. When like I said, when I first started, it was a struggle for me, but I've done over like 50, 60 commercial installs at this point. We've been doing a lot. And at this point, I'm at the point where when I do my color changes, I don't waste any extra vinyl. Like if I'm at the 59 feet for a sedan, like I'm not wasting 65 or 70, stuff like that. So the same thing with the custom prints. Like I never have to redo anything. I don't have people coming back to my shop ever for anything.
Sure, but it's a little different ball game when you start teaching people. You know what I mean? Like knowing how to do it and then being able to communicate, which just based off this, I feel like you're pretty good communicator. I feel like you do good at it.
And that was the thing. She was like, you're good at communicating. And I had thought about it too. I was like, maybe I'll, that's when I was thinking, I was like, maybe I'll come out and do some more commercial classes and stuff like that just for that. But like I said, more so just hands-on fun, like, more of like just seeing how patterns go and stuff like that. Sure. And because a lot of people don't know about that when they come to my, I have a lot of one-on-ones that I don't really promote, but people will shadow, but then, some people will come and want to get some hands-on with stuff. And they're just like, how do I stretch,
Sure.
this pattern without it getting all distorted and all this and that? And it's just like, you got to like glassing a bumper with a pattern on it.
Right.
It's kind of crazy. You stretch it too much, you get the banding and all that. So it's just like,
that was one of the first things I did whenever I got into the training program with 3M was I went and retook some classes, right? Like I wanted to go see where Justin was, right? I knew he was working on the wrap matrix and some different stuff in that space. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go retake class, sit down. Yep.
Never stop learning, dude.
I know. So that was huge. That was big for me because, obviously working with the group we were with, it was like we had a bunch of people come through there, right? So I had my spiel, right? Not going to say it was polished or sexy or anything like that. Really, it kind of got to the point where it's a little bit dry.
I actually had one of your students at my shop the other day.
With a new student or somebody that came through installation? Because this is going to be two different experiences.
She works. She has an airplane detailing business.
Yep.
Yeah,
She's cool.
She was shadowing me, and then she's coming back. Not this weekend, this coming weekend, I think, or the weekend after that. So she's gonna work on one of her cars, but I also need to do one of her vans, so I'm gonna do a commercial wrap for her. She's
cool.
Get hands on.
She's more than capable.
Yeah.
Of wrapping
Shout
cars.
out to Grace.
But so she's taken a couple classes with us. And
she doesn't play any games.
No,
she wants
the real
knowledge.
Yeah, and she's the real deal. Like her business is successful. Like she's doing good. Like she's pushing the limits. Like her detail business is legit.
And you could see like certain people I know when they come, like how serious they are. Just based off of like how hungry they are for the knowledge, or if they're just there just wanting to get their hands on to something.
Yep. And I think there's something to that too, right? Like there's a different, I've got a student that came into a class with us. He wants to come and chat to me this week. He just wants to be around it. He wants to talk it, smell it, feel it, full immersion. Like what does a week look like? And he hit me up. He's like, "Hey, is this an option?" I said, "Of course, come on. Mm-hmm. I've got no problem with that. If somebody wants it, they're gonna get it. You know what I mean? They're gonna figure it out,
regardless of even if there wasn't classes, like there would be so many people hitting us up like,
That's right.
"Hey man, I know you don't show classes, but I'll pay whatever." Like people want the knowledge, so
that's cool. That's cool that she's
there,
coming.
yeah.
Have you worked with her much?
Yeah, she was here like 2 weekends ago.
Really?
Yeah, she came and shadowed me.
No chance.
While I was doing a weekend job. I was just finishing up, and she shadowed me, and she was like, "All right, I'll be back in 3 weeks. I need my commercial van wrapped, so I want to shadow you while you do that, but I also want to work on my car, and you tell me like what I'm doing wrong and stuff like that." So
that's huge. So
like, yeah.
So essentially, she's going to pay you to wrap the van, and then just hang out and
then pay for the class too, because she's going to be wrapping her car, and
that's huge. That's good.
Yeah, and it's like a weekend like that, like it's worth it because you're getting paid appropriately, and there's somebody there who's actually serious about learning. But
because I'll tell you that's one of the worst things about training is when somebody comes in and if somebody else paid for it or they just don't want to be there, they're not really interested. It sucks.
Because it just drags on, and I was like maybe I'll offer like when I stopped doing weekends, maybe I could offer classes. But then again, I was like, dude, if somebody's really serious, they can come shadow. Yeah. And I have so much extra film like that maybe I'll let them do a door or a fender while I'm working on a car. So it's like real life, you're really in it.
We just had a student come and take a class from us, and he started a company called Scrap Wraps. And it's a website where you can sell your scrap wraps. And I
got a bunch to sell. Oh my God.
So I thought it was kind of clever.
Yeah.
And he was kind of embarrassed about it. Like you could tell he was like awkwardly, like didn't really want to talk about it. And I was like, dude, this might be a real
practice film,
like opportunity.
That's literally practice. All my stuff that's just sitting there on the wall is all practice film for when people come.
Sure.
So people will go buy that like to practice with.
Well, and if you bought a roll of Hexus or Aura or Tiny Bot, any of the, and somebody was like, man, I wonder what that film's like. You could get on his website, and if you've got some listed for sale, buy it, whatever. And then instead of having to buy a whole roll.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to do my daughter's car next week. Pretty stoked about it. I mean, it's should be pretty cool, right? And my wife came in one day, I don't know, in the last month, and there was a SVG color palette out there, and I was like, so she found this color, and she was like, "Oh, this would look amazing on the hood," and I'm like, "Babe, I don't know." We did. Baden did his Tahoe in it, and it's not a fun experience. I mean, it's doable, but like
that's the dry apply PPF.
That's what they say it is. It's a.
That was also satin chrome, and he wasn't. He didn't know it was satin chrome.
Sure, and that's I appreciate you pointing that out.
Oh, I was about to say satin chrome is crazy.
Yeah, he thought it was just satin red.
Yeah. So the experience with this one should be a little bit better, which he did. He did another car in their frozen white metallic.
The Tesla.
Yeah. And he went back and forth between wet apply and dry apply, which they say you can do. Okay. You can install it either way. With the dry, obviously, your glue lines, it's tacky, you're, pretty standard stuff.
I haven't touched it because of that. I was like, man, I'm a solo installer. I'm not going to have.
I got some out there. Rip off a piece, you can check it out. But,
the finish is phenomenal, though.
Oh, it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, there's a roll out there. You can check it out before But
I definitely want to do my car in it in some satin black PP. I'm tired of wrapping that BMW. I hate those front bumpers.
The inlays on them, right?
Yeah, it just sucks. Like every time I have to rewrap my car, I'm like, dude, I don't want to do this. Like I would put PPF on it just so it could stay longer.
Sure. Well, yeah. And most of them are a 10-year warranty, which I'm going to do the bulk of that car in 3M's new PWF. And I got some of that out there, too, if you want to check it out. I don't know if you've messed with it. It's sick.
I haven't.
Yeah, it's sick. It's, yeah.
Okay.
It's good. It's, I try not to brag on them too much because,
yeah,
people expect it out of me. Oh, the 3M guy bragging on 3M. Like, I'll pull off a piece of this SVG.
I don't care what nobody says. People ask me what the best film is. I'm like, 3M. Avery, dude, if you're running a shop and you're really trying to just get cars out, like and have like quality film on the cars, like just 3M or Avery, bro.
I hadn't been on WePrint Wrap site in a while.
They do 3M and Avery also.
But do they do any like? Do they have like what they would call like affordable brands or like?
No.
No, they don't offer any of that.
It's literally just, and especially with commercials, like,
Sure.
why would you torture yourself?
Dude, when I go in to do these one day trainings, I'll be showing people like, control tack and how it floats and repositionability and how you can rub the air bubbles out.
Yeah.
And they'll say, okay, that's cool. That seems like it works well. Let me go grab this roll of bright line or whatever, and they cut off a square and they bring it over and pull a liner off and it just tacks immediately. And they're like, all right, do what you're doing with that, with the 3M material. Yeah. And you can't do it. And it's like, but again, like to your point earlier, it's like, yes, there are certain techniques that you can use and you can figure it out. You can make it work. But if you don't have to,
as a business owner, I feel like the difference in price for the ease of install is a non-factor, bro. Like, I'm not going to be out here pissed off every day, not enjoying my install when I can just
buy good
enjoy
material
it for an extra $200.
It's odd that most companies haven't figured that out. Like, you're either going to pay for quality material or you're going to pay for a more expensive install. It just is what it is.
And removal.
Yeah.
My go-to saying when I'm in class is you're going to pay for it one way or the other. You're going to pay for it on the front end with good material. You're going to pay for it on the back end with a terrible install and a terrible removal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the bad thing about the install part is, and we've witnessed it, like it could be, you could go through 2-3 crews before you get a good installer that comes in and can do it. So you potentially could pay for that install 3-4 times over.
Because people don't post heat.
That's right.
And it's
People don't
stupid.
post heat.
Well, yeah, but did you
And
just
some of those
wrestled,
films, you gotta heat them to hell, bro.
You wrestled with a wrap for 12 hours getting it down. Last thing you want to do is post heat. You're like, damn, I just spent.
Or
all
it
this
slips
time.
your mind because you spent so much time.
Yeah. Well, another point to that is when you're trying to bring value to a person that works with you, right?
Yeah, you're gonna give them shit film and have them.
Shit film's aggressive, all
They'll,
right?
they'll have they'll have strong shoulder muscles for sure.
But I mean, which shopper do you want to work at? The one that's using the cheapest brand or the one that's using the best brand as an installer? Right?
And I have a story directly about that. There's a guy that was working with.
Is this the juicy stuff?
Yeah, there's a guy that was working with my competition. So there's these MRI trailers. And if he sees it, I don't care. Yeah. There's these MRI trailers, right? These things are long. They're like 18-wheeler trailers. Like they hold the MRI machines, right? Yeah. I'm doing these things by myself, dude. Like, but I'm using quality film. So I'm like, in a week, I could do a whole one by myself. And that's with me sanding it down, too. Because it's like so many rough spots.
Yep. I think I've seen the videos of you doing these trailers. I think I know the ones you're talking about. And
they called us in because they had hired the first company to do it. 3 people that would take a week, right? So I was doing it quicker than them with the good film, but also they're not using terrible film, but they weren't using the best film they could. They were using cheetah wrap, even though they told them they were bringing 3M.
Sure.
So they got caught bringing in the boxes of cheetah wrap.
Yep.
And the owner was like, that doesn't say 3M on the box. What is that? Like, I need film that's going to last. These are like going to the hospital.
Sure.
I don't need 1 year, 2 year film. Like I need something that lasts 5 years. So yeah, we got a job through somebody like trying to rip somebody off with film and stuff like that.
Yep.
And it's just that you're playing a funny, there's a funny game there, right?
Dude, I did a mobile install in Louisiana, middle of summer. Was told that it was 180, and I get there and it's calendar film. Definitely, at least if it was 3M, it was IJ40. Calendar film, calendar laminate. It's so hot out there. As I'm pulling the backing paper off, you can see the panels shrinking up. So you're having to adjust for like the shrinking and you haven't even put a torch on it. So like panels weren't lining up, like stuff like it was everything you put down, it wanted to lift back up. And this is on like a flat, it was a food truck trailer. And like I told the guy, I was like, man, I don't know what they said this was, but it ain't it. So, but you just go out there and you try to do the best you can, you know?
Well, yeah, and you're not trying to throw people under the bus either. But at the end of the day, it kind of gets to that point where it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Like if you said you were going to do something and you didn't do it, like I don't really feel bad for you. You know what I mean? Especially if like I said, and the position that we're all in, that there's enough people that know who we are, that if they want something done, they're going to reach out, and when they do, like. What are we talking about? Like, what's the job really entail? And then if somebody else didn't do what they say they were going to do, or they promised you something, it's just wrong. It ain't nothing to do with me or necessarily you. You're just kind of an innocent bystander. But
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. It
is, especially for the customer on the customer side when they're kind of shopping around.
For sure.
And they end up in a situation where they're getting a bad install in crappy film and not even knowing it. And they're wondering why there's it's crazy because some people charge more than me and they do that.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, okay,
There's something strange to me about how open people are being about shopping around. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, it feels strange when somebody's like, okay, like I got an email the other day. I was like, okay, I'm going to be down in Charlotte, in 2 weeks. And, I'm obvious, like, the reason that we're talking is because you asked me to quote a job. Mm-hmm. I quoted the job. Now you want to come out and see the facility. Cool. I got no problem with that. Come out and see the facility. But you're telling me that I don't have the job yet.
But I think it comes with the burn, bro.
I get it.
The burn.
But it makes me feel kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like
we get it too. Where it's like,
what are we doing?
Okay, that's kind of high. Like I literally just booked somebody the other day, 6 months ago. I told them $3,000 for a sedan. I feel like that's standard, right? That's decent price, right?
Yep.
So he said $3,000 for a sedan. That's crazy. Never responded. I was like, okay. Messaged me again 2 weeks ago. How much for this sedan? The price hasn't changed, brother.
Yeah, if anything, it's went up.
He was like, okay, lock me in. It's like, I guess he probably went to somebody.
Sure.
Got the experience for,
You're a better man than me.
2,200 and
my price goes up. When they come back, it goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
we do commercial like that.
You about have to.
We do commercial like that because we just know we're like, bro.
Oh, dude.
We know we have the best quality for commercial. I mean, color changes, we got good quality too, but I don't like to move that too much because you're dealing with the singular people like, oh, this is my baby versus you're a company. Do better. If you want quality work, like stop playing around, bro. Yep. Like you're a company.
Yep.
So.
Well, and it's a different experience too, right? Like you're talking B2B versus B2C. Mm-hmm. So it's like that. And I get that. My business is, I've never really focused on the end user. Like color change has never been a massive thing for us, right? Mm-hmm. But obviously we'll do it and we'll, it's part of the business, but I'm not itching to go out after that work.
Yeah, we're almost 50-50. I would like to be more in the commercial space, but sometimes it's just like we get these big jobs or like singular, like I was telling him last summer, I got 250 containers to do with GoPro. And it was just by myself. Just old friend reached out to me and was like, hey man, I'm working with GoPro. Can you do 250 containers this summer?
True.
And I'm just like, no. But I did it. And I ended up just subcontracting my friend out. I'm like, dude, just go get a DVA or whatever and subcontract to you. And you just got to do taxes this year. So he helped me do the removal. I did the install. It was good work, but it's all over the place, man. It just comes and it goes, the type of work that you get. Sure. More so, I'm doing the color change every week, but then, every once in a while I'll get like one commercial and a couple of decals mixed in with it. So,
well, this is in no way, shape, or form me trying to sell you on this class because I really promise you I don't care. But taking the classes helps because of certifications, right? That gets your name out there and that gets you on, especially like 3M's list. 3M is the list. That's where everybody goes to find people. Obviously, you're making a name for yourself on the internet, and that's great. You should. But as you know, as a business owner, I think it's something that you should at least consider because of the opportunities because of it. I mean, it's always been a stable thing for me for the last, well, I got mine in 2012. So since then, I consistently get calls and business from that.
Okay. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, commercial, I'm completely fine with it. But with the color change, I was like, dude, I'm already like 15, 20 cars in. Like, I already understand, most of it from the shop teaching me and stuff like that. So it was just repetition, I think, more so.
Don't get me wrong. Like you're going to learn something either way.
Yeah, I know. Right? I would learn something either way, but I was just like,
and you can justify it because of the cost of the class, right? Like, so there's a few things that like experienced guys, when they come in, I know that I can hit them with that they're going to say, shit, that right there is worth the class. Yeah. Right. I keep those in my pocket because I know, because that's a big concern for a trainer, right? Guy comes in, he pays $2,500. You want to make sure that, hey, like,
yeah, because he's probably already nervous to come in. He's like, 100%. Dude, what if I don't? Because I'm the guy who buys courses and stuff like that on YouTube, of course. Sure. So I bought courses where I'm just like, I just wasted, like, right.
Yeah. And then so for me, like, I'm trying to make a name for myself in the industry. I want to make sure that I'm, stay relevant and stay positive. I can't have people out there, I'd love to hear what Grace has to say, when you talk to her, but I want to know, like, I want to know that we're bringing value and that they can, especially people, because obviously if somebody like Grace, when she came in, she didn't have any experience, right? Mm-hmm. So all of it was worth it to her. Hell, she blew through $2,500 worth of film. Yeah. You know what I mean? So just for her to be able to come in and use the film however she wanted to, that was worth it to her. Yeah. Obviously, from a trainer aspect, I wanted to make sure that I'm providing more than just film, right? Like, you could have went and bought a roll of film and just wrapped your car 15 times, right? Mm. I want to make sure that we're bringing something more. So it's more scary not scary, but it's like more, you want to be better prepared when those guys come in that have experience to make sure that you can bring them some sort of value. And that's like top, for me, I want to, and I see new trainers come in. Tanner, that was one of his questions when he first started. Tanner works at Bus Wraps and, Tanner Johnson. I don't know.
Yeah, I seen the
podcast. Yeah. Tanner's a cool dude, great guy. But he's going through, the process of becoming a trainer and getting authorized to be able to train, and that was one of his concerns. Like how do you know that you're going to bring that a minimum of that type of value? And I'm like, dude, you just, after a little while, you learn that like there's just certain things that
you got to feel people. Yeah. In the beginning, the $2,500 would have been worth it just to know how to pre-panel.
That's it.
And that actually, my friend Dan went to a 3M class in Orlando. I was shopping at the mall because I was like, if you learn anything valuable, call me over. And Tate had taught him how to pre-panel, and he was like, bro, leave them all and come over here. And I came over and I watched Tate pre-panel, and that's how I learned to pre-panel. Yeah, he's like, hey, come on, whatever, bro. And I just watched that, and I was like, all right, I'm leaving. Right. But I was like, bro, that one thing was worth the class. I don't care if you learned anything because you don't rap, right? But that one thing was worth the class.
That's right. And so we all have, any trainer's going to have them, right? You're going to keep those things in your pocket and ready. So when that moment comes and it hits, and it always does. Like, have really been trying to dial in the whole like. I'm calling it stretch forming, or shrink forming rather, but like avoiding stretching, and essentially it's just zero stretch and wrap matrix, but it's just trying to find your own way to explain it and teach it to the next person. Mm-hmm. Really trying to hone that in, and like, because I think the way that it's packaged right now, anybody that I've heard explain it doesn't explain it really great. It doesn't make it sound sexy, but once you see it, God, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. Like how things form. So like that's a big thing for me right now, is like really leaning into that and making sure that I'm explaining it good. And the last class that I taught, I had a woman in there. She's been rapping for 20 years. She was the best student that you could ask for, right? Because she had experience. She learned a lot. She was super nice and calm and patient. But generally, somebody's been doing it for 20 years, you can't show them a new technique and then expect them to use it on testing, because they got a way of doing it. Yeah. So then when she tested, I seen her using the technique, and I was like, okay, because she told me up front, she was like, I would have never in a million years done that on the front bumper. She was like, watching you do it. And after she watched me do it, she done it. She practiced it, right? Because I get an opportunity to practice. And she crushed it. I mean, it was perfect. And when I first saw that, it was huge for me. Like, it was like, earth shattering, like to get, completely change the way I've seen install and all this stuff. I'm not being dramatic, I'm being dead serious. And
No, I believe you because I'm, like I said, I'm always a student of the game. And it's like, bro, there's a million ways. There's so many people who argue on everybody's way to do it, but it's so many ways to do it. And just because you have a way don't mean that you can't learn a way that might cut down time or that might be a lot easier for you, especially as a solo installer. Like if I can learn something that's going to help me cut down time, like.
So that's something I changed in my, for my training too. Everything that I demo solo. I don't want anybody helping me on anything, right?
Yeah, because you could teach me something too. I'm never going to use it.
Nope.
100% of my stuff is just solo.
And I would have students in the class who'd be like, well, what if I was doing this by myself? Okay, then let me show you how I do it by myself. And another thing I started doing was, even though we do bumpers and color change in the class, I'll do the full, because it's a transit front bumper, so you could do it in 2 pieces. I never demo it in 2 pieces because if it was a commercial job, you'd have to wrap the whole front bumper. Right. So I completely changed that way of doing it. For me, it was like, I know I'm only showing it this way because, this is the best way that I know to do it. And I want to make sure that it's fair to the student. Because again, like you said, if they don't have a helping hand to show me do it with 2 people is really useless to them.
And that's, I had Trish had me put out a video for the fade wraps when they came out, because now you got all these like color change installers wanting to do the fade wraps, but they don't realize like, hey bro, like there's no inlays and like, okay, if you want to inlay, you got to ask specifically to print out,
give me this
a piece, this color. So you could do, you know what I'm saying? Because if you do that install and you go back and ask, well, if they print it on a different printer, it might come out slightly different color. And it's like, now you got, you got to ask for that stuff ahead of time, and you can't mess up.
It needs to be a black car. When you're doing those, it needs to be
It needs to, because you got to cut in the seams, and it's like, well, if it's white, then, I mean, I could go back with some satin black and wrap the,
which ain't bad.
Which isn't bad, but if you ask for the correct gradient, well, now you could wrap it the correct color
you can do
with
that
the seam too.
Yep.
Or inlay.
So I got to where with the podcast, there's been a few episodes where we get towards close to wrapping up. And then as soon as we step outside, somebody will be like, damn, I wish I would have thought of that before we cut out. Is there anything we didn't touch on that you want to touch on? And while you're thinking about it, I'll give you an example. We had, I think it was Brad was in here. And as we were walking out, he was like, damn, I really wanted to shout out my wife. and it was funny because it was wholesome. It was real. You know what I mean? He was like, it came from the heart, like, damn, like I couldn't do this without her. Like I probably should have said something. And I was like,
no, that's actually smart. And I should do that, shout out to my mom. She watched all my videos.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Just like the community that actually keeps track of this stuff. Cause there's like an Instagram community, but then there's a YouTube community. And, there's like certain people that I'll remember, Dale, Antoinette, Scott. Like there's certain people who are always in the live streams and stuff like that. So when they watch the video, I want them to feel that appreciation. But yeah, man. Also just like a big thing for me, like I said, coming from the driveway all the way to where I am now, it's like, just don't be discouraged by your peers, because we are in this space where everybody feels like their way is the best way, and you're going to get criticized. Never take it to heart. Just like push through. Like that's with almost every business. I feel like just push through it and learn the best you can from everyone around you. And
I think that means a lot coming from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said earlier, like the fact that people can go back and see you wrapping in the driveway.
Imagine me giving up in that driveway versus.
Right. Well, and they can still read the comments.
They can still read the comments.
Go back and read the comments.
See the 1,000 views to now millions of views. And you go through the stories, you see all the commercial jobs, you see all the, Lambos, Ferraris, McLaren, like stuff that I've worked on. And it's just like, dang, he went from that to that, and he's just a regular dude. Yep. And it's like, that's all it is, just being consistent.
Nah, you're doing big things, and I think it's cool, man.
Yeah.
I think it's
Appreciate
exciting.
It.
Yeah, of course. And thank you for coming out. I mean,
of course,
I know you're busy.
Check this out. It's been a while. It took me about 4 months.
Yeah. But no, I mean, you carved out the time, and it means a lot. So I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you for having me.
Of course. Lambert, we good?
Yep.
All right, cool, man. All right, let's go.